Oh, the stencil font?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
What's happening?
Rachel's complaining about fonts.
Hey Rachel, this might seem like a random question, but do you know your mom's work schedule?
I know she doesn't work Sundays.
Okay. And then she doesn't work in the middle of the week too, right? Like she has
I
2 weekdays off.
I think so. Why?
Okay. Because I've been trying to get a hold of her, and and it just like turns out that like we don't work the same days.
I'm sorry.
Because she's applying to be a coach, and I wanted to reach out and help her.
Oh yeah, she asked for my help making helping her with her letter.
Yeah, yeah, that's my job that she's applying for.
Oh yay!
Hmm. So yeah, so her supervisor reached out to me to like help her out, and I've been trying to get a hold of her. But I think I might ask one of the other coaches to do it that actually works on the same days as her, because then she
Oh
can actually get some help.
yeah.
Because I love your mother, and I would love to work with her.
Aw.
Well, that's fun.
Right?
My
It made me feel special.
aw. Funny story. Most of my family is going to start working at Progressive. And my cousin, who I haven't spoken to, he's starting to get interested. My aunt was getting interested in working at Progressive. My mother, my brother, my stepfather work at Progressive. What is with your company?
Uh, it's a decent place to work. I mean, like the company's pretty okay, pays pretty well. Like as long as you're being okay, like if as long as you're okay with being on the phone with people, like it doesn't suck that bad.
Ah,
You just have to talk to people for a living, and
um,
who wants to do that?
mm, I don't think I can. I've been described as a grump.
That's okay. Somebody once told me that the world was gonna roll me, because I'm ain't the sharpest tool in
Sharpest
the
tool in
shed.
the shed. Oh God, I forgot the rest of the song. Wait, hold on.
Oh, Elsa was looking kind of dumb with her finger and her
Finger
thumb
and her
in the
thumb in
shape
the
of an
shape of
L
an
on
L
her
on
L
her
on her
forehead.
forehead.
forehead. Now,
Well, the world keeps coming and it don't
just
stop
don't stop
coming.
coming.
Bundled up now. Wait till you get older.
That was my when I was a counselor up in Minnesota. That's what we sang to girls as they were coming into the mess hall. And I had that song fucking memorized, and I can't remember it right
Hey
now.
now, you're an
You're an
all-star.
all-star.
Get your game on. Go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on. Get paid. And all
All
that
that
glitters is
is
gold.
gold. Hating shooting star, waiting. Oh, fuck.
We could all use a little change. There are 3 verses to that song.
I mean, the first verse is all that matters in my opinion.
I think only the first verse made it into Shrek.
Yeah.
Think so? Not sure. Oh man,
When I was
Ryan, I am
a kid-
so tired. I, I was so stressed out about that game last night.
Oh, how'd it go?
It
Yeah.
went. We made it through. Ryan, okay, tell me how it went from your perspective.
So I was so stressed the entire time that when the party finally agreed to like spare this guy and go down that path and follow that through, I just had completely blanked on what we were even supposed to be doing next. Like I was so dead focused upon like just saving this guy's life. I'm like, oh, that's not the end of the session. Obviously, that's not the end of the session. We got to keep going. What the heck are we doing right now?
Yeah, so
But yeah,
we talked for like 2 hours before we actually started playing. It was about that, right, Ryan?
yeah, it was about like player thoughts versus character thoughts versus inner character party fight.
And after that discussion, they decided that they were going to spare his life and send him back to the city because Al-Anon's a druid and can do like transport via plants. So he's just like opens a portal and it's like, in you go, back to your city. So they spare his life. He's understandably pissed off at them, which gave Kelsey so much anxiety. I felt so bad because she was just like begging for this guy's forgiveness. And he's like, no, fuck you. You kidnapped me and shot me with arrows. Like, and he would not forgive you guys. And he's like, no, don't come back to my city. You're fucking banished. Like,
Yep.
oh,
So we
man.
explained our piece, and he got to live.
Yeah, he was happy about that. But he was like, yeah, okay, fair. I get to live. But no, fuck you. Stay away from me. Like, restraining order. Like, you guys are like, we could be your allies. He's like, you kidnapped me.
The trust
Just
is
to show
gone.
you how capable we are.
Yeah.
Did you die?
And we'd like to point out some serious flaws in your security.
That's fair. Yeah, like I liked how I was like, you guys were like, well, what are you gonna do? The assassins are gonna try to kill you now, and he's like, yeah, I mean, my security is not gonna let me leave my fucking room. He's like, I'll be fine. Gonna have like 4 people surround him at all times.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
How's your son doing so far?
Oh, he's being a little shit.
No.
I would be too if I were him.
Aw.
His literal entire leg is busted.
Oh god.
It's not the leg is the problem. Is like it seemed as soon as the leg break happened, he turned into a 2-year-old and has an attitude, and it's like, where did all your manners go?
Man. I bet he's in
He just
pain.
has all the big feelings happening right now.
Yeah, cut him some slack, man.
His pain is pretty much gone.
Oh yeah, sure.
No, I could tell because he can move his leg when he wants to just fine. But as soon as we want him to do something, he's like, oh no, it hurts.
Well, I mean, baby him a little bit. He's a baby with an injury.
Yeah,
That reminds me of the campers that would say, I twisted my ankle, and as soon as I kind of rounded the corner, they're up there playing, and as soon as I come over, they're like, oh no, my ankle, I cannot proceed anymore. Leave me to the vultures. I cannot go on this hike.
Well, yeah, but like this kid actually did break his leg.
Oh yeah, no, that's understandable.
No,
Sorry.
I mean, obviously there's a certain point. I mean, he can't walk anywhere, so he's in a wheelchair
Yeah.
at the moment. But I've seen him move himself around the couch. He's able to pick up his broken leg in the cast and move it, and all these other things. But he has a hard time sitting down on the toilet. And he's like, "Oh, my leg hurts too much." I'm like, "Dude, you're moving yourself around. You're picking up your leg. You're twisting it. Let's stop it. Just go to the bathroom."
How high was the slide?
I mean, I think you got to baby him for at least a week, man.
Yeah, well, time's up.
Then you
Grow
can
up.
start telling him to get used to it and use his crutches.
He's too young to use crutches, so he has to be either carried or put in a wheelchair.
Well, this is your obligation as a father. Congratulations.
Oh man, I've been doing this shit like for a long time. I think the slide was like 3 or 4 feet tall.
Oh. Ugh.
Man, what's with your family and injuring themselves? Is it just in your genes? Does he get it? Does he get this from you?
No, dumb neighbor kids pushed him off the slide.
So
No,
did the parents' liability insurance pay for everything?
No, they don't have any liability insurance.
Wait, was it at like the park or was it at? Like,
No,
their
it was
house?
at a neighbor's house, but
Dude, if they have homeowners insurance, then that's what should pay for it.
yeah, I'm not even worried about it. I'm not going to take
You
this
should worry
particular
about it.
person to court for it. It's not worth it.
I mean, you should worry about it, dude. Like that's a lot of money.
It's fine. He's good. We're good. We're good.
Okay. Just saying, if like their kid was responsible, it was on their property, like that means that you are entitled to liability money.
I know.
Oh shit. Okay.
As an insurance professional, I'm just saying, you can get that shit paid for.
Yeah. Well, thankfully, I have really good insurance, and we've already met all of our deductibles, so everything's 100% covered by our insurance. So I'm not worried about
Oh, it
paying
was
anything.
100% covered, no copay.
Yep.
That's
Dang.
dope.
Well, yeah, okay, fine. When you
Well,
put it that way,
Yeah, because my health insurance has got a family deductible of like $3,000 per year, and then after you hit that 3,000, everything's 100% covered. So my wife gets
shit.
Botox injections every 3 months, so we're covered for the year anyway. So it's like that's why I was like, it's not worth going to court and fighting over this family, which I'm like, I'm not even gonna worry about it.
I mean, it was on their property. There's no fight.
Well, yeah, but trying to get this family to go into court, and it's like, whatever.
That's the best part. Your insurance does it all for you.
I know.
It's called subrogation.
I hate the legal system.
No, insurance companies suck, but you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. So no, he's good. He's wheeling around in his chair, and he's doing his schoolwork, and that's another thing. He's playing up his bum leg so bad. He's like, I can't write my letters. I'm like, your arm's not broken, it's your leg. Shut up and do your letters.
Do your homework, kid.
And he's virtual, so he's just sitting on the couch doing his schoolwork anyway. So I'm like, dude, just click the buttons.
I feel him on that one. He's just like, dude, if school is in session, I wouldn't have to go to fucking school right now.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, just do it. Quit hamming it up.
Like, you get like a snow day or something. Like there's snow on the ground, but you don't get a snow day. You still have to go
What
to
the
school.
hell is a snow day?
Something that happens in Payson.
A
Rachel.
magical Nickelodeon movie from the ages long past.
Ah, yes, I have heard of a snow day. I've heard tales.
We actually have scheduled snow days for where we live, so.
So what do you mean a scheduled snow day, like on December 15th? It's just
No. So they have I think
There's a certain
10
number
days.
of days in the schedule of the school year that are actually baked in for snow days.
Yeah, so if we get bad ice and the school buses can't go, they just close down the school.
So there's
so
like
the-
12
yeah.
snow days that are just factored into the
exactly.
schedule.
Oh, okay.
But
I remember
yeah.
one. Oh, sorry.
I think Payson had like 5.
Tucson and Vegas had none, so it came to a screeching halt.
I think they do have heat advisory built in though.
No.
If like the AC in the school goes down.
No, I was in high school in September, and our AC went down in my math class, and I'm like, fuck it, you're basically adults. Fuck you, go to school. And I'm like, okay, I feel loved.
Oh, gross. I would refuse.
And funny story. Not really. I had to go to state up in northern Nevada, and the AC broke down in that one classroom, and it was stuffed with 50 kids.
Oh, jeez.
It got hot so fast, and I had to perform in there in like a pantsuit and everything, and I'm like, this is so fucking uncomfortable, and I can't do anything about it. Ugh. Because northern Nevada is built for the cold, not for the heat. And it's stupid, and it was uncomfortable. I'm sorry.
Well,
In
that
any
sucks.
No, he's doing very well. We have to go get an X-ray next Wednesday to see how it's healing up, and he should only be in the cast for about 6 weeks.
Did he? I forgot. Did he need surgery, or was just a cast?
Thankfully, I sent the pictures of his X-ray. He had a spiral break, which is one of the best breaks you can have, apparently. So he doesn't need surgery.
They'll fuse back together easier.
Yeah. So, think of it like, have you ever had those twisted pretzels? Like the pretzel
Yes.
sticks that are twisted, and you like break them apart and they fit perfectly back together? That's how his leg broke. So his leg broke in a spiral. So when it fuses, it'll fuse back together perfectly. No pins, no rods, nothing like that. which is the doctor said it's like the best kind of break if you're gonna have one.
That's good.
Yeah, so it should be. They said a minimum of 6 weeks, so it should be just about 6 weeks, and then the doctor said you are not allowed to baby him. If he wants something, he has to walk to it after he gets his cast off. So he said if he wants a toy, if he wants a snack, make him walk. That way they can outgrow the limp really quick.
Okay. So no physical therapy officially?
The doctor said that sometimes he does it, but he just says the kids will grow out of it fast enough. So it's about a week of slowly making him get stuff, and then he should be back to moving around at full speed.
Well, that's good.
Tell you what, though, I've never heard my son scream so much before he got his
I
cast
would
put on.
imagine. Oh my god, that would have broken my heart. And then I would like had to beat up that kid.
My wife was pissed. If she didn't have a disability, she probably would have.
I don't even know what I would do. Like I know they're a kid, but that's my kid. Like Mama Bear's about to burst, dude.
Yeah.
That's why I'm telling you, you gotta go get your money, man.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, so if we want, we can start. I think I have things in order enough to kind of have an idea of where we're going this session. I apologize if it's not flawless.
I think we all need to go back to
Running.
town and sleep.
I literally had my entire group almost just fight each other, Amanda. You're good.
You're able to run a session. I think that's A+ work.
I don't have a lot of my things that I had in Arizona, but I'm like, or in Texas here, so I'm making it work. So I might get some of like the background information wrong, but we'll just play it like we don't know. So, no, but I know I've told you guys some things, so I'm like, I fucked that up. Sorry. But does anyone want to give a really badass recap for me?
I can do it.
Yes, Pistachio, do it.
Actually, it's pepperoni. I'm gonna keep changing that. Okay. Once upon a time in a far-off land, five adventurers met together. Bilbo, the sheep herder, Mushu, the dragon lizard thing, Shrek, the ogre, and Elsa, the ice queen, and Peninsula, Pinocchio met together in a tavern. There they met the tavern wench, who I forgot her name, and that's probably not a good idea to call her a wench, but she is working in that profession, so I'll just call her...
Her name was Jackie.
Right, thank you, Jackie.
Tinkar ran the tavern. Jackie was just there.
Gave us a mission to go up there and steal an egg, or re-steal an egg, right? Yeah?
Right, and a heart.
Steal a goose and a harp.
To steal a
Paid.
goose and what?
And we'll get paid with golden eggs if we do.
Oh, right, and pay with golden legs if we do. So the party set up to the Beanstalk, where they met the guards there that prevented them from ascending the Beanstalk. A massive fight started. Wild magic was going everywhere. Mushu was stinking, slippery, and everything, and it was weird. You got Elsa doing some weird magic shit, and that was intense. Shrek was like, whoa, and, screaming everywhere, being a barbarian badass, and we got Bilbo being all drunk and doing some weird-ass shit. It was crazy. It was intense. But eventually the party, through their hardship, managed to get everyone down. And that is where we left off. I forgot where the sheep came from, but they were there. Bilbo needs sheep.
That's Bilbo's animal companions?
Figuring a wondrous power.
Nice.
Ooh.
I forgot all the effects that Mushu has on him. I think he stinks. I think he's vulnerable to damage. He's got an audience or something.
Clothes are too tight.
His scales are too tight.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, doesn't he have like an aura of light on him or something? He's glowing.
He's got like a whole bunch of effects going on. I
All
can't
the
even remember.
problems that little lizard can have.
And if I remember right, they're all a minute. So while we're looting, it goes away.
How did we do that? How did we roll last time? How did we get access to that? Did we just roll it on our sheet? And
Access
D&D
to
Beyond?
Oh, the D&D Beyond thingy?
Yeah. Oh, wait. I think.
Yeah, as long as you installed the plugin, you should just be able to go back to D&D Beyond and click on it on the D&D Beyond, and it should roll it for Roll20.
Oh, okay. But was that everything?
That sounded right to me. I even forgot some of that stuff, so you're rocking it.
Sounds
I mean,
good
there
to me.
was, this really badass Minotaur that you guys were fighting for your lives to defeat, if I recall correctly.
No, I don't
Do you
think we
think
could have
he's
faced him
compensating
yet.
or something?
Okay, guys, the girl can dream.
He's still alive.
He is still alive. Okay, so this band of adventurers stands here at the bottom of the Beanstalk, having just slain most of the Beanstalk battalion, left with a choice. Well, you have, this captain lying here unconscious. You do know that there are scouts that travel from Beanstalk to Beanstalk every couple of hours. So if you choose to camp here, you could potentially be faced with more Beanstalk Battalion members. If you go back to town, you'll have to obviously come back and deal with consequences of your actions for dealing, with this, or you can choose to face the Beanstalk and hopefully find refuge up there. Or you guys can do something completely different. The world is yours. We may never know.
There are no consequences. This is a one shot. So, boy, I think we should loot the bodies and then climb the beanstalk.
Okay, if you guys want to roll me some investigation checks.
All right.
Got it.
Well, Shrek, just,
Aw.
above and beyond as always. Jesus. Okay, so I would say Shrek and Mushu found the majority of everything. But I don't know how to divvy this up correctly, so I'm going to show the thing to the player.
Wait, as Pinocchio is stumbling around, he's going to say, "Ah, yes, I know what I'm doing right now." And that's a lie. 2 inches, right? Or
Yes. 2 inches. Can everyone see the Beanstalk Battalion loot?
Yes.
yes.
Okay, that's what you guys find. Hope it's good enough for you. Deal with that. You can divvy it up as you want. You can, because that's mostly Shrek and Mushu who found it.
Are you
Pepperoni.
talking to me?
Pepperoni found some twigs on the ground. Bilbo, he's tending to his sheep.
Shrek just starts throwing things at people. So he's like, "You take this, and you take this." Like he shoves a potion of healing at Bilbo, and he shoves one at Pinocchio, and he's going to look at Pinocchio's. Pinocchio's got a rapier.
Crossbow and a stake.
Several stakes, never-ending stakes.
What's your melee weapon?
Battle axe, and I think I have a lance.
Okay,
With a lance.
Bilbo, do you use a melee weapon at all?
I have a
Quarterstaff.
All right. Shrek hands Pinocchio the Moon Touch sword, long sword. And yeah, you can use this. And then he shoves the scrolls towards Mushu and Elsa. Since Elsa's not here, he's going to give them to Mushu.
All right.
And
I'll hold on to them.
he's going to hand the decanter of endless water to Bilbo. This looks like something you would use.
Oh, thanks. I needed a drink.
And I'll hold on to this. And he holds up all the gold. We'll split it up later.
Shrek's nose grow a little bit.
He puts it in his
Wait,
bag.
wrong there.
All right. It's time to climb. And Shrek's going to start climbing the beanstalk.
When they were
Jump in Shrek's
investigating,
backpack.
when they were investigating, can Pinocchio just sharpen the end of his nose?
Yeah.
And I just and
Roll me a survival check to see how well you do at sharpening your nose.
oh no! Oh my god, that's two.
Your nose looks much sharper than you thought you would be able to accomplish. So you're pretty pleased with your stabby nose.
It's a very blunt spear at this point, but it'll do. And is that a lie? And can it grow? Because it's not blunt, right? Stop.
Yeah, tell Pistachio that.
I mean,
11 inches?
dang, yeah. Now you got a foot long nose.
Tight. Stop.
Yeah, Mushu crawls into Shrek's backpack.
All right, Theodore, come on. And Bilbo's going to start making his way towards the Minotaur and just lugging this unconscious guy up onto the back of this sheep to carry him forward. We're going to keep going. Pulling out his rope and like tying him to the sheep.
Okay, we got a Minotaur on a 3-headed sheep. We got a Mushu in a Shrek bag. We got a foot-long pepperoni nose. I think we're set if you guys want to start your climb up the beanstalk. Yeah, that's fine. If you guys want to place your tokens amongst the beanstalk to see, just kind of what climbing order you're in.
We don't have a wizard, right?
No. I don't think so.
Cool.
As Pinocchio's climbing, he's going to stab his nose into the beanstalk, get a foothold, climb up a bit more, stab his head into the, just so that there's an anchor.
Okay.
I'm surprised you haven't lashed broken bits of nose to your feet for crampons.
Oh, that
for
would have
climbing
been great.
gear.
Oh my god. Why didn't I do that? Damn it.
Just lie some more, and then you can break it off, strap it to your feet while you're hanging on by your nose.
I'll do it when we read.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. We're not this high up yet, but I do have some things on this page that we'll need today. So I'm switching you guys over. You guys are climbing up the beanstalk. Can you guys roll me perception checks?
Mushu's in a bag. He doesn't see very much.
He's looking for the gold Shrek put in his bag. Figuring out which.
Actually, he's using prestidigitation to try to clear out the smell of the ogre from inside the bag.
Okay, so Shrek, and I'll say Bilbo because it's not like super crazy anything. As you guys begin your climb, you guys do start to notice there is fungi that seem to be growing on the sides of the beanstalk.
Fungi.
Fungi.
Oi, little dense, irritating, annoying lizard. What do you think this is?
I think that it might be one of my ancestors. Fungi. It sounds like a family name. I will roll
Oy.
nature to try to see what these are.
Fine.
11.
Could Bilbo try and roll a medicine check on these to see if they have any sort of medicinal property?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Okay, so
They're
these
both our
do
ancestors.
look like unusual mushrooms. They don't seem to be a variety you're used to unless you do a lot of beanstalk travel. They seem to be more of like a locally sourced from the beanstalk type of fungi. So you wouldn't usually find it on the ground unless you're, a scavenger of the sort. You're not sure if they have medicinal properties. And I mean, it's really up to you if you want to decide to try and eat them and see what happens.
I will eat them.
Shrek is proficient with cook's utensils. Can I make a wisdom check for if they're used in cooking?
Sure.
I got a 14.
Ooh.
Wait, hold on. I can roll this in roll 20. 17.
They give off a little bit of a weird smell. I mean, it's not terrible, but it probably wouldn't be super appetizing. I wouldn't see it being in many meals.
Now, I am an ogre. Would it be in an ogre's meal?
Potentially. Could be a
Shrek picks
delicacy.
them and throws them in his bag, and he says, I might eat those later.
True, ogres are into very weird things.
They
Good
land
point.
on Mushu's head.
Thank you.
Seeing
There's a reason
Shrek
I made him
scoop up.
proficient with cooking utensils.
Seeing Shrek scoop up some of these, Bilbo will throw a couple in his bag too.
Oi, I don't know if they'd be good for you, but for an ogre, they'd be great on a salad.
Bilbo's not one to let one
Funny because I
man
wouldn't make a
triple.
salad.
Ogres eat salads.
No, that's why it's funny. Keep climbing. He farts.
Oh.
Prestidigitation in the bag so I don't smell it.
Okay, and as you are climbing, roll me one more perception check.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
I got a 3.
Oh, cool. You're in the bag. You and Shrek
I
are
gave
distracted.
myself disadvantage.
Shrek's just laughing to himself about the farting and the joke.
Oh, it was in my mouth and everything.
Trust me, if it was me, you'd be dead.
It was you. I'm standing right next to your butt.
You can't prove that.
Okay,
You
so
can't prove
Bilbo and Prerequisite, you guys hear the faintest little sound of a bell. And then Shrek, as you're climbing first, you see a little bit of a rustling in some of the leaves that are on the beanstalk.
Above us or below us?
Kind of more like level with you. I don't know. Yeah, so.
Little dragon, go investigate over there.
If it gets me out of your smelly pack, I will do so gladly. I hop out and I go investigate the leaves that are rustling.
And about the time you get over there, you see one decently sized leaf move out of the way. And behind the leaf, you see an old mushroom looking man. And I revealed that area on the map. He's adorable.
Is he going to tell us that the goose is in another castle?
We don't know.
Sorry, I missed that. What was it?
An old mushroom looking man. I revealed him on the map. He's
Bottom right.
yeah, that was right.
Or middle
Ah.
right.
I see him.
Yeah. That's what Mushu sees. He's moving.
Oi, little lizard. What is it?
There's a tiny little mushroom man in the leaves over here. Hello, mushroom man. I am Bushu.
Hello, travelers. What a pleasant surprise.
It is
I was-
very
I-
pleasant. What are you doing on this stalk, my friend?
You see him look around for a minute, and then he like ushers you towards him. Come, it is not safe out here. You must hurry in here. And he's like holding his leaf aside, like trying to usher you guys to follow him.
He wants us to follow him in the stalk.
Why? We're climbing up.
Why is it not safe outside?
There are many things on this beanstalk, none of which as friendly as I. You look like you've seen a battle or two. Maybe you need a rest, and perhaps I could use a good story.
What did he say about a rest? My arms are kind of killing me right now.
I think he wants to arrest us. Or arrest
Well, that
us.
sounds good.
I don't know. He's speaking mushroom.
The choice is yours. I'm going in. Insight.
I'm proficient in insight because Shrek
I'm
is always
proficient
like
in
questioning
mushrooms.
people and shit.
Wait, did you just say Bilbo is proficient in mushrooms?
Indeed.
Yeah, he is.
Bilbo, I
What-
think
what's
this
Shrek's
might be
read on
your
this guy?
area
Is he,
of
like, trying to
expertise.
kill us? Is he trying to murder us?
You can see he doesn't seem to be concerned by you guys at all, but you can see his gaze is glancing about the beanstalk like he knows that there's other things on here. And not that you heard the bell, but the bell you heard was like a little alert system for him to be aware of what was on the beanstalk. He seems pretty genuine and just pleasantly surprised that you guys are not enemies.
All right, Shrek's gonna like look at Pistachio, who's
Prerequisite.
rough, and look at the rest, and he's gonna say, "All right, let's take a breather."
Hurry now, hurry now.
Scampering on in.
How big is this mushroom man? Is he gnomish size or smaller?
He'd probably be a little bit smaller. Like
So
he's-
kind of toad-sized?
yeah, like he's a little mushroom man.
In terms of D&D, he's tiny sized, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I was gonna curl up inside his cap, but I can't do
And
that.
everything went black on the screens. I lost everything. Hold on, guys. Did that reveal the little area for you, though?
On the right.
It
with
did,
the
yeah. A little
mushrooms.
mushroom cavern.
Cave.
Aw.
Yeah. So this is I'm gonna have to restart roll 20, but yeah. So you guys enter into this little cave, and you can see like these little mushrooms that you saw on the outside. They're a little bit bigger in here. Some of them have like little faces, like the one sitting next to him. But they just seem to be, solemn in they're just kind of watching you guys. They seem completely harmless. But yeah, then there's some growing on the walls and the floors. Just a little cave. You can sometimes catch a glimpse of the sunlight creaking through the vines that are growing up. And my D&D Beyond is, or the Roll20 is loading. So sorry, guys.
Mr. Mushroom Man, might I
Yes!
ask your name, please?
Of course, my name is on Roll20.
That's a strange name.
Mr. Roll20, would you mind if I started a little fire in order to warm my companions up?
No.
Fire's not really my favorite thing.
What if I did it
Yeah,
over there, away from those that fear the fires?
if you feel it absolutely necessary, I suppose I cannot stop you.
Wonderful. I go over to a corner about 20 feet away, and I start a bonfire in order to cook the mushrooms in the space.
Whoa, 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 little dude. You want to start a fire on the tree that we're climbing?
I can control the fire. Thank you very much.
I mean, no offense, but you didn't seem to be much in control while we were on the ground.
That's because I'm allergic to horned creatures.
Shrek ignores everyone and just closes his visor. Nah.
So what I'm attempting to do is smoke these mushrooms and waft the air over to everyone.
Trying to get us high.
I am trying to get everyone high.
Oh, tight.
I'm trying to have everyone... This is inner monologue. Everyone will have a spiritual journey while we're in this mystical place.
Okay.
You're my
Roll
little baby
survival
sass.
check to see if you overdo the smoke or, possibly poison anyone.
Oh yeah, we're all dead now.
What am I rolling?
Good thing Pinocchio.
Unless you have
It's paralegal.
Survival. Okay, I'll do that. 9.
Oh my god.
And this is where we all die. Well,
It seems
session, Amanda.
Yeah, right. I did good, guys. It seems to get a little smoky in here. And the little mushroom man comes over and he says, No. We're not doing this anymore, friend. You can have your fires elsewhere on the beanstalk, but not in here. My friends, they can't breathe this air. Please, if you do not mind, put it.
I mean, if you think about it, Mr. Lizard Man, you're kind of like roasting their children in front of them and making them smell.
Oh, that is very on point. I will control the flames and snuff out the flame. I am terribly sorry. I thought that this was okay at the moment.
It's a pretty dishonorable thing to do.
Oh, honor. Yes. Must maintain the honor. I'm resistant against poison, so I don't really feel the effects, but I understand what is going on. I put out the flame.
No one's actually poisoned. I was just, you guys are okay. You are
And I'm
murdering.
immune to disease, so I'm like, oh, let's go. I put out the flame with my little paws. I'm terribly sorry. And I just kind of keep the some embers in my hands just to keep me warm in this kind of moist cave.
And you see him nod and kind of like, little old man hobble away as he finds a nice little spot to sit down.
Tell you what, it's almost time for Theodore's nap. Let's put that fiery spirit of yours to use elsewhere. I'm going to need somebody to help me take that Minotaur down. And we're going to have to talk with that captain eventually.
The what? You brought him with us?
Yeah, oh yeah. He seemed harmless.
Why didn't you just leave him?
Maybe he's got an idea what we're gonna come up against up here. They did have a few guys stationed on the vines themselves.
Whatever your plan is.
All right, Theodore, put him down over there. He'll have the giant sheep drop the tied up minotaur.
So what brings you travelers up the Beanstalk today?
We're on a quest.
Oh, a quest. That sounds quite exciting.
Oh, aye.
What are you questing for?
A golden egg.
Oh, I've heard this one before. The golden egg. Yes, yes. I suppose there's a goose too.
And a harp.
Ah, I almost forgot about the harp. Yes, the harp. The harp. Hmm. Well, I'm glad you came across me because you will definitely need a spot to rest for the night. I do have a few items you may be interested in. I
Shrek's gonna
don't.
tie up the captain while this guy's talking.
Perfect.
I offer 1 minotaur for items that you have for trade.
Oh,
Right.
is he your property now?
I was figuring we could barter with him if we're not going to use him. Okay, I will go back to my corner with my little flame.
Sorry. I clicked a button on Ryan's mouse and it went back and to reload it.
Been there.
Having technical, I'm not used to a mouse button on the side. My thumb key. It's like the 5th time it's happened. I'm like, why?
I have 12 buttons on the side of my mouse.
I would die. I would just die.
It is the best.
If we're gonna try to take a short rest first, and then if the captain's not awake yet, we'll try to wake him up.
Okay, short rest first.
Yeah, I want some HP back first.
Sounds good. You see the little mushroom man just kind of settle down in his corner. Glances over. When you guys came into the cave, he moved the really, really big leaf back. That's the doorway. You can see him occasionally glancing over there. And Bilbo and Paralegal, you guys.
Thank you.
You guys see next to him, attached to one of the vines, is a little bitty bell, and you can assume that's the bell you guys heard earlier. And just a faint little wire you can barely make out that you can assume one of you guys tripped while climbing up the beanstalk. That alerts him to anything outside. He just kind of settles down into his little nook, and he just kind of slumps down like he's about to take a rest too. So, is there anything else you guys want to accomplish before the short rest? You're tied up with something.
Yes. Paralegal will start telling lies. Like, the sky is blue, obviously. Chocolate milk comes from brown cows, and you can tell the difference between a witch and a not witch depending on how she floats. And as his nose grows, he'll chop off some of them, sharpen them, and start attaching them to his shoes, like Lucas brought up, because that's such a good idea. So that's what he'll do for about an hour or so.
Okay. And that doesn't take much energy, so you guys can all successfully take your short rest. You choose, roll the hit dice, get back to your build after an hour.
Rest. I would like to. Oh, how do we? Oh, here we go. Roll hit die. Oh, nice. 12. Again, another 12. Nice. So put me at that's plus 24. And then let's keep going. 6. Fuck it. I'm using all of them. 6. Oh, I might not need to use all of them. Oh, yeah. Okay. I use all but one. 58.
Back to full.
So the way you do it on D&D Beyond is you click the short rest at the top, and then you can use your hit die in there.
Oh, there it is.
And Rachel, you're gonna get all your fighter shit back on a short rest, which is awesome. That's why I
Hell
love fighters.
fucking yeah.
Shit.
My computer keeps on freezing, so.
Fucking rages when they come back on a long rest. Stupid balance. Where do sorcerers get on a short rest? Do they get anything?
I think they get spell points.
For sorcery?
Sorcery points, yeah.
Monks don't get much on a short rest either.
We get key points back.
Oh, that's right. You do, don't you? That's right, because I used to spam key points. But then again, we very rarely short rested. It was always like, we're completely beat up. We need to rest. Corneo almost died. Is it midnight, Ryan?
Not yet.
Are you sure it's not midnight yet? My charges haven't reached.
2 a.m.
It was. I loved it because I always knew like what time it was because of my cloak.
Leave it in the bog when there wasn't time.
Fucking Gorneo and his keen mind. His eidetic memory. Did we lose Rachel?
I just realized that, yeah. Oh.
No. No, I had to reset my computer again. It froze, so
Okay.
I'm coming back in.
Ben here?
I am here.
What?
I figured I'd just listen in.
I shared my screen with you, Ben, if you want to see what's going on in Roll20.
I'm going to play Hitman 2 and just listen to you guys.
Okay.
Pressure's on.
Where do I roll my hit dice on D&D
Okay.
Beyond?
So what you're going to do is at the top, you're going to click the short rest.
Oh, there it is.
And then you're going to click roll hit die. And it'll roll them for you.
Nice. 7.
All right. Let me just keep adding to that.
Yeah, you might as well just roll a bunch.
Yeah.
Because you're negative 34 hit points. So 7, 6. So you're at 13. 11. That's a good one. So that puts you what? 24. So you're still minus 10. 7. So that's 31. So that puts you at 33 out of 36.
And I think I have one more. Wait, hold on.
Yeah, if you wanted to use it, you can get to full
Might
probably.
as well.
There you go. Because you had used
Aw.
your second wind already, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. And there you go. You're at full.
Hell fucking yeah.
Mushu, did you roll hit die?
I don't know where he went either. Just lost everyone.
Son of a bitch.
Lucio, get out of my bag right now.
Irritating lizard.
My Discord is not opening up on my.
Well, we can still hear you.
Yeah. That's all that really matters.
Well, once Shrek is all rested up, he's going to go over and wake up the Minotaur. Wake up!
You hear him snort, and I'm not even going to attempt to make like a horse snort sound. But that's what it sounds like. And you kind of see his eyes open, and he kind of takes a minute to look around. You can see he's obviously confused, and then there's like a strike of realization as he looks up at this massive ogre who just manhandled him hours previously. What? What is happening here?
Good question. And Shrek turns to Bilbo.
Oh, right. Hey, man. So we're here to make our way up the Beanstalk. And, well, as you can see, you're not going to stop us. So we were hoping we might at least be able to get some insight as to what we might be facing off with up here. Just to make our journey go as smoothly as possible.
Roll me a persuasion check. Baiting at disadvantage because he is tied up and not super friendly towards you.
Can I roll an intimidation check?
Sure.
So disadvantage for a 10 for persuasion.
Intimidation 10. So
Hey.
you can see his face kind of change as he starts to remember all the previous events that happened. Actually, Shrek, you can roll that intimidation at advantage because you literally like manhandled the shit out of this guy. You didn't even get one.
Oh, how many? Okay, how many nat 20s was that? Did we have
Wait,
specific?
2?
And both by
Second.
me.
Yeah, so he's a little, like, he's trying to, like, play it tough, and then he, like, looks behind, you know, this Furbolg, and he's like, oh, yeah, that fucker's here. Oh, yeah, you know, they don't tell us much on the ground other than don't let anything pass up or down. You're not supposed to be on the beanstalk. Can't go on the beanstalk. That's the rule. You gotta listen to the rules. It's my job to enforce the rules. You don't come up, you don't come down. I can tell you something came down and something went back up. And it was really big. Which is why I was here, because I was supposed to be in charge of keeping anything else from coming up or down.
How big was this thing?
Bilbo's
Giant
gonna like
size?
hold out his hand like this high and just keep on rising this high.
Oh, I think a little bit higher than you.
Like up here.
Yeah, like keep going, like, and then he's gonna point to the ogre, even bigger than that guy, and like bigger than like I don't even know if he'd fit in this room. He was huge.
A giant?
Like, yeah, you could say giant, definitely giant. But whatever it was, came down. There was a mass slaughtering of the battalion. They called reinforcements. He went back up. Then you guys came, and there was another mass slaughtering of the battalion. So it's really gonna do a damper on our numbers. Lucas, if you want to do a short rest, roll hit dice and shenanigans.
Thank you. I will.
But I mean, they don't tell us much of what happens above the stock. Just guard the ground. So we're doing a poor job at that, for being honest here.
I mean, you did get bested by a lizard, a child, and a shepherd, man.
Excuse me, did you just call me a child?
Nah, you were the lizard.
I don't know how to reply to that, but anyway.
You're welcome.
Yeah, but you're kind of weak, bro.
So where are we right now?
Oi, we're up on the Beanstalk.
The one place you weren't supposed to climb up on, so.
You see your face just like completely go white. Like, oh. How did I get up here?
Shrek points at the sheep.
Oh.
You got Theodore to thank for that. He did all the walking for you. Speaking of which, Theodore, thanks for your help. And Bilbo's going to place his hand on the sheep's forehead, and it just shrinks back down into small ivory statue. And he puts it back in his pocket.
It's time, Theodore. Okay. So how high up would you say we are on the beach? Because I'm used to being on the ground. I got these 4 hooves, and I like to be on the ground, and I really don't like to be up in the air.
Are there any quote-unquote windows in here?
There's just like a few slivers of light, but no, it's pretty sealed off. Like, you're not going to be able to look out easily, because the little mushroom man kind of likes his space concealed.
Right. The town looks very tiny from up here. That's how high we are.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's gonna be good. Okay. Good to know. Okay.
You could just come with us.
I don't think I could do that. No, there's no way I'm going up higher on the Beanstalk.
Well, friend, what are you going to do? Go down there and tell your entire battalion that you broke the one rule you were supposed to stop others from doing, because it's not going to look good on you.
What battalion? Oh, sorry. Your friends are dead.
You just see him like shaking his head, looking down at the ground, disappointed in all of the things in life right now.
I tell you what, friend. If you want, I can get you down in a jiffy.
Or if you want, I could talk to some of the fungus among us. You seem like a bit of a fun guy.
Oh, that was clever.
Maybe they'll be all right with you sticking around here for a while.
He kind of looks around the cave and is like, oh, like, stay here?
Yeah, man. You want a drink?
Are you handing him the thing you looted off of him?
Handing him his flask, his water that he had filled up at the bar.
Oh, okay. He'll go to reach out and then realize he's tied up, and he cannot reach for the flask.
Just nod your head, man. Yes or no. You cool?
I'm fine, thanks. Oh, it's fine.
Shame for you, more for me.
I think this might be an opportunity for a business transaction. If we can get you back down to the ground safely, you will give us free passage up and down when we need it.
I mean, seeing how this played out, I don't feel like I have much of a choice in that matter. But roll me a persuasion check just in case.
Certainly. A 6. D&D Beyond doesn't like me very much.
It loves me.
Roll with an advantage because you do have the ogre on your side, and he did, like, you guys just like fucking slaughtered this guy, so he's a little bit more.
How about the
Oh
22?
yeah, his ego is in shambles right now.
Yeah. So is Amanda's. It's fine.
But really, I could get you down safely, and then you could let us pass your guard when we want to. And I will speak none of this to your superiors.
I mean, they're gonna find out, I'm sure, but I can blame it on the giant when he went back up, I guess.
That's what I'm saying. Giants, they're evil.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really see another option without, having to fight you guys again, which didn't go so well. I am gonna warn you, there will be reinforcements when you come back down. And they should all listen to me, but every now and then there's a trigger happy one. Sometimes all it takes is one.
I think we could deal with that, right, Shrek?
But you'd be able to get me down safely.
100%, yes.
Insight check that.
He's telling the truth. I rolled a 6.
So, I mean, I guess that means, we got a deal. And you just see him like shaking his head, just looking at the floor. Yeah, this is what it's come down to, negotiating.
Oh yeah,
Cool.
I love corrupt officials.
Yeah, it's good.
Shrek wants to decimate this man.
You already did.
Yeah, and now we're making him do something that's against code too. I love it.
Just think, Shrek, we can help. We could use his authority to keep guards away from your swamp.
There's
I
no
don't
Beanstalk
have
near my swamp.
anything to do with swamps,
He's a
little lizard
captain,
man.
no? That's something.
Only deal with beanstalks. Apparently, I'm not good at that.
I know. What if we build a beanstalk in your swamp and we get him to guard it?
Hey, let's just climb higher. Do whatever you're gonna do with him.
I need your help, Shrek.
What do you need me to do?
I need you to throw him off the beanstalk.
Oh, what the fuck?
Wait, I thought the mushroom man said he could get him down.
No, that was the lizard that said he could get
That
him
was
down.
me.
Well, the mushroom man said something about getting him down.
I could get him down lickety split, though.
Do you have feather fall?
I do.
Will it work on him?
It will.
What about when he's outside of your range?
I will cast it before he's outside of my range, and he will fall the rest of the way.
Hey, okay. Shrek will untie him and say, "You ready to fly?"
So,
Like an eagle into the future.
the worst day of my life.
So far, my friend.
When he hits 55 feet after Shrek throws him off the beanstalk, I'll hit him with the feather fall.
You're gonna wait till the last second?
What can I say? I'm old.
Well, Shrek throws it.
I hit him with the feather fall.
Oh, good. Shit, guys, it's cool. You just like
Have a nice
destroyed my.
flight. See you next fall. Well, time to start climbing. And Shrek's gonna start climbing back up the beanstalk.
Little mushroom man. He's gonna stand up as you say that. You're leaving so soon.
Oi, we got places to be.
You didn't even tell me any stories.
Oi,
I have a
Peanut,
story.
tell them a story.
Oh, okay. Wait, who?
You.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Paralegal,
I forgot. I changed my
pistachio.
Peanut.
Peppercini.
Fucking love this.
Popcorn.
Pompous
These
asshole.
are.
Pimpernel.
Oh man, all of these are good.
Pumpernickel.
Stop it! Stop it! Okay.
Well, little Toadsworth. Once upon a time, there was an old man, and he was lonely. And he was a puppet maker, so he decided one day to go chop down a magical tree. And from this tree emerged a puppet. From making the puppet, he was so lonely, and he said, I wish I had a son. He went to bed that night not realizing he had wished upon a star, and the blue fairy came down and brought life to this puppet. This puppet had one goal in mind, but to become a real boy and become the son that Geppetto always wanted. The puppet master was Geppetto.
Just Baldy.
Baldy, yes. And one day, this puppet decided to go to school. And Dispeppy said to him, I love you, son. And the puppet goes, oh, I love you too, father. I'll become a real boy, go to school, follow all the rules, and not tell a lie. Because whenever this puppet told a lie, his nose grew. When the puppet came back, and he came into the house, and he said, Father, where are you? Light shone down upon the scene. Giuseppe was dead. The vampire Dracula sucked his blood. Giuseppe tried to let in the vampire.
And he'll become.
Wait, he sucked his butt. What kind of vampire is that?
Blood. Sucked his blood. Giuseppe tried to invite the vampire in. The vampire sucked all his blood. The vampire looked at him, said,
Boy, I have taken the leppy from your life. Face me if you will. But until I breathe my last breath, you will not become a real boy. And therefore, not a man. But what is a man? But not a boy. And you are not a boy, but a puppet.
and then he flew off into a pail of bats that was 10 years ago. I can't escape it. I feel so guilty. I should have been there. I could have helped Jalopy, but I didn't. And it haunts me. To this day, I will claim that vampire for my own. Reclaimed my lost honor and finally become a real boy and thus a real man. That's the story I'll leave with you, old man. That's my story. And he'll walk away.
I want to know,
see-
insight check, is it a lie? Is it a lie that
That
all
was
of that happened?
amazing, Rachel.
Does your nose grow?
No.
The first time you've told the truth.
I think she should get inspiration for that.
Oh yeah, no, most definitely.
I honestly, with the accent you were giving, it was like suck your blood. I was suck your butt is what I heard that whole time. and Dracula
Amazing.
sucking butt
Rachel, I
is amazing.
Laughing so hard.
I spit out soda. It's all over my mouse pad.
I
Did
love
the
I had to
everybody.
mute myself because I was laughing so hard.
Did the real
I did like Pinocchio.
did the real boy get you? Real
Yes,
boy.
the real boy got me.
Yeah, just out of the nowhere.
The second you did that, I. Oh my god, Rachel, that was so good.
If I would have known that was coming, I would have done prestidigitation to make like nice little sparklers and things around the thing.
So Shrek turns to the mushroom man. He says, "Good, more than you paid for, but good enough. Have a nice day."
The little mushroom man's gonna stand up and be like, forgot his accent. That was definitely a story. I've never heard anything quite like it before. And he's gonna put up one of his really old man fingers. You know, they're all crinkly looking, and he's like, like pointing up one finger, saying like, "What? Hold on, I have something for you, real boy." And he's gonna kind of rummage around in some things, and he's gonna pull out this scroll tube, and he's gonna say, "It isn't the most useful thing. However, there's a sort of weird cork to it." And he's going to, like, you know how like the lids just kind of pop off?
Yeah.
Pop off the lid, and there's going to be this light protruding from it. And it's essentially a scroll tube with the light spell cast on the inside of it forever. So it's like you kind of have like a little flashlight now.
Aww.
It's the scroll of destiny.
I hear vampires are not very fond of light, so may this light your adventures in your quest. And you can see him, like his eyes kind of trail off in a way where he's lost his train of thought and he's thinking. And then he puts his finger up again and walks over to a different spot and rummages around. And he pulls out some health potions. You guys, there will be many dangers up ahead. For the winds will rip you off the vines, and there are feral creatures that live among the leaves. So be wary of your travels, and know you have a safe place here if you need it. And then he's going to hand out 3 health potions, and he'll leave it at that. And
Shrek will take one this time.
I will take one if you don't mind.
yeah, so
Pinocchio
Shrek, and depressed and in need of therapy can have one. There's only 3. Sorry, guys. Can't give you all. Gotta make choices here. And then he's gonna, if you guys are ready to leave, he will walk you out.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, he's gonna walk you out and move the leaf. Before you guys exit, you can see him kind of taking a good glance before he completely removes the leaf out of the passageway. Be safe and bring me back more stories if you find your way down again.
I know lots of stories.
Yes, I assume you do. Yours frighten me, child.
They're not stories.
I'm
It's my
sorry. That was
life.
a bit... Yeah.
It's my life.
God,
He's
that
just
sounded
gonna
hard on your voice.
nod and with that, I'm gonna be like right back. Give me 2 seconds.
Oh, that was so awesome, Rachel.
Thank you. Giuseppe, Guantanamo,
Jalopy,
Garissimo.
Depressed in need of therapy.
guacamole.
Did I spell therapy wrong? I did.
No, you did. You
Oh,
spelled it
thank
right. I just like was rhyming.
Thank God.
But it doesn't start with a P.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me correct that for a minute.
Say pressed and in need of therapy.
There we go.
Silent P. Silent P for depressed.
You know, Jalapeno should have known better than to deal with in magic. It's always got a cost.
Apparently, it was a vampire in his house.
But you're well suited to fight vampires with that nose.
I know that, and I wasn't there for him.
I'm sorry, the mushrooms are still smoking from where I put out the fire.
But mark my words, I will find that vampire. I think his name is Dracula. And I'll tear him down. I'll stake my nose through his heart, and he shall breathe his last, and she'll know the name of Pinocchio.
Peppa Pig. I know that pig.
That's gonna be one awful gushing bloody nose.
Oh, yes. I look forward to it.
Is Shrek eating popcorn listening to this? Or like...
Oh, sorry.
I mean, you
He's
could
just
at least,
like munching on the mushrooms.
I mean,
Strangely enough, the mushrooms almost have a pickle taste to them.
That makes
Sorry, Shrek. I was rolling around in that bag before you started eating them.
Oops, sorry. I almost ate you.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Well, let's go. And Shrek's gonna start climbing.
Okay, so as we all begin climbing again, I want to do a little bit of a skill challenge. That's okay with everybody. Just for fun. I want to say like, what is it usually like 5 to 3? 5 passes, 3 fails.
Depends on how hard you want to make it.
Well, that sounds like a usual one. So we're gonna do with 5 to 3, and if you guys, we can roll initiative, or we can just go with the down the line like Shrek, Mushu, Peppa, and Bilbo. However you guys want to do it.
Well, I use my best skill. Shrek uses athleticism to move things out of their way as they're climbing up the beanstalk to like make a path for everyone else.
Passes.
Can Peppa use strength? Because I got like a 19 in strength.
You can use whatever skill you want as long as
Oh,
it's
fuck
help.
yeah. Peppa Pinocchio is filled with rage and sadness, and he's going to just drive his nose and his 2 stakes on his feet into the beanstalk. It's going to try to climb up as much as possible, and with so much emotion, 16.
Pass.
Yay!
So on their ascent, Bilbo's going to be doing his best to find solid footings all the way up, as opposed to like looser, more treacherous steps to perhaps quicken the pace. So he's trying to move up this beanstalk as quietly as they can so that they can avoid being noticed by whatever else is still lurking up here that they were warned about.
Okay.
18.
Nice. You do so successfully.
Not seeing what Bilbo is doing, Mushu is going to be in Shrek's backpack, banging his gong to a rhythm, so that way he can feel Shrek's climbing and encourage everyone to climb at the same pace.
Row, row, row.
Climb, climb, climb. So I am proficient in my gong, so I will roll, what do you want? Like a performance?
Yeah, we'll do performance.
Okay. I am going to roll a charisma performance. +3. 16?
Yes. Guys are rocking it. I should have made it more difficult.
We still need
Last-
one more success. What is Elsa doing to help us?
We'll see.
Shrek is going to use his survival skills for picking out the best path up the beanstalk. And he's not good at it. That's why he's using strength to get us up.
We have a final. Done, done, done. So it's to plywood now.
I'm thinking about it. Hold on.
So I think that gong is throwing Shrek off his step, even though it's to be helpful. He's like, grab here, gong, ah! And he grabs a leaf and his arm flies off as a leaf floats down to the ground.
After seeing this, Pinocchio is going to see Shrek struggling and is going to yell out, is going to yell up to him, Shrek, over there! That vine seems reasonable to grab onto. With a 9.
Down to 2 fails.
Oh no!
As that branch snaps, what is wrong with you, little boy?
I just relived a tragic past.
Because Shrek once again looks down and sees a twig that he just grabbed onto fall down with that leaf he just grabbed onto.
So Bilbo's going to do his best to try and get a read on how Pinocchio's doing right now, just to try and suss him out. Like, he just kind of told us his whole spiel, and now he basically just told Shrek to just, take a step over in the wrong direction. Like, how's this guy holding up right now? Is he about to just completely break down and lose it, or are we good to keep going? Kind of an insight check.
I would say that is a pass for the survival check, but I will probably need plywood to do a roll to see if Bilbo can do an insight. I don't know if you do deception or what.
I mean, I don't know. Deception, yeah. A 3. How many
Yeah.
nat ones have I rolled?
See right through him. Not even a problem. Like, not a doubt. Bilbo sees into your
He has
soul.
no poker face because he can't lie.
Oh, that is true. Oh.
So that skill challenge, we rocked it, guys. I wasn't sure how that was gonna end if it ended badly, honestly. So I'm glad we passed. So I was like, is everyone gonna fall off the vine? Like, could be interesting.
What I
Okay.
do is if like there's a skill, if there's like an encounter after the skill challenge, if they like failed it, that encounter is just harder.
That makes sense. Okay, so speaking of encounters, I am going to reveal a map to you guys. So you guys
Suggestion.
well, that way you guys can put yourself on the map. I am going to warn you, it's a map of a river that I turned sideways. So all the blue is actually the vine and all the green is actually the sky. So just pretend we're colorblind.
Wait, you want us to use our imagination in this game?
That's ridiculous.
Wait, is this the mushrooms I ate? What?
The vine. All of the rocks are like extra vines and leaves as well. So it's anything that isn't green is the vines or leaves.
All right.
Stems. You know, it was the most beanstalky looking thing I could find for a map. I was like, we could do this.
Sure. Works for my imagination.
I think, did Mushu say BRB? So I can go ahead and move.
You did.
We'll put him next to Shrek because we know he's all in your pocket. So,
Irritating.
and if everyone wants to roll a perception check.
No, 19.
Nice.
Keen sick.
I don't speak Chinese. What is that?
15.
Okay, good. Whew.
Or Spanish.
Oh,
You
I
got
forgot.
no.
I forgot she's not here. Sorry, I was like waiting for another roll. Oh my goodness. Okay, so it's really not hard. You guys start to hear these little sounds, almost like little cackling sounds, and little scampering sounds along with when you're climbing up. You can see every now and then a leaf will fall, so you can assume above you is something. Bilbo, you can even make out. Hold on, I have to figure out how to do this now. Hold on.
What is that? Oh, goblins.
Little beanstalk gremlins.
You know what this means, y'all. We get a free team member.
What?
She collects goblins.
Right.
Good thing they're gremlins, right? You can see these ones as you start to approach. I'm just gonna go ahead and cover them because I'm gonna forget.
The Cardinals are so disappointing.
hit the back button, Ryan. Your mouth.
April Fools.
I'm getting an encounter ready. Hold on. Sorry. Okay. I think that's what I got for now. So if everyone wants to roll initiative,
Oh,
Why not?
hi.
you know,
Come on.
I got an 18.
sorry, I accidentally because it was apparently still there from the old encounter, so I accidentally deleted everyone. So how do you make it? Does it automatically put everyone in order?
On the bottom of the initiative window, there should be like, I think it's a gear wheel.
Yeah.
Click that, and then you can go on descending.
Gotcha. Okay, and then Mushu, I guess he'll just go when he shows up. We'll add him. So yeah, you guys are climbing the beanstalk. All of a sudden, you hear these little cackling little sounds. Every now and then, you'll see a leaf fall or a twig come and hit you on the head. No one loses their grip or anything crazy, but you are aware something is above you on the beanstalk. And just keep in mind, you are climbing, so might be harder if you have two-handed weapons. You need to make sure you have like something holding on. We'll go ahead and say, like, if you're standing on one of these bigger rocks, it's a flatter, like, platform, so you can have two hands. Like, up towards the top, it gets a little bit more shaky. But like any of the larger, bouldery looking spots, you can have two-handed, or however that works.
Good
And
point.
Since we're climbing, is it half speed?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Why not? Let's just do it.
It's annoying. Wait.
You asked. I wasn't gonna say so. We can do it that way. If we forget, that's fine too. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, we can do full speed. It doesn't matter that much.
Okay.
I'll keep forgetting. So you roll initiative. So we can put you in there.
Shrek's going to climb up towards this one, but that's as far as he can make it. And so he has a little crossbow. But that's two-handed. Oh, even light crossbows are two-handed. Okay, I guess only hand crossbows are one-handed. Well,
If you could make it over like 5 feet instead of going up and over, you'd have 2 hands since you can't reach them anyways.
wait, where was I? I was right here.
Anywhere on that boulder, I'd say you can use 2 hands, just a flat. Mushu, just so you know, since you're climbing, you do need to be aware that you should have a hand on at all times if you are standing on one of the boulders. Why does your screen keep going black? What is happening?
I don't know what you're doing.
I don't either. It's like all of a sudden the whole screen will just like turn black, and then I lose my whole map and I have to reset roll 20. I don't know.
I could throw a javelin with one hand, so Shrek's gonna throw a javelin at this fool. 22. Oh wait, I use my bonus action to rage first.
I just want to climb this fucking beanstalk. So grab my.
I rage. And then, so 9 damage to that gremlin.
Hold on. Sorry. I don't know. Maybe it's because I hold the alt button. Yeah. So this one, correct?
Yeah. And that's the end of my turn.
Okie dokie. So now it is that little gremlin's turn. He's like not too happy. He's gonna kind of like let go and like, flying squirrel trying to like leap on top of you type scenario. And then he is going to try to hit you with a scimitar. With a natural 1. So he's not doing so hot. That's not going to hit. But he does have... Hold on, I got to do the other guys. Neither of them can hit. Okay, so they'll ready their actions. It is Pinocchio's turn. Photosynthesis. Sorry.
Pinocchio is going to hop over to this rock right over here. So 5, 10, 15 feet, or 30 feet if we're doing stuff.
We won't figure it out half speed. I won't keep up with that.
Twait. From there, he's going to take out, since he's at a flat surface, he's going to take out his... Hold on, gotta measure something. I mean, that one's pretty near Shrek. Gotta protect my friend. He's going to fire his crossbow at him. His light crossbow, and just 1 second. And a 22.
Oh, yes, definitely. And you see this guy definitely fall over, and he lets go of the beanstalk and starts to free fall it towards the ground.
Oh no, did I kill him? No.
He gone. He fell all the way down.
So this river is supposed to be a beanstalk?
Yeah, the river's the beanstalk. Anything blue
Beautiful.
or gray is the beanstalk. Anything green is the sky. The large boulders are larger flat surfaces. So if you have a two-handed weapon or multi-attack type situation thing, you can stand on any of the larger boulders and use 2 hands. Otherwise, you have to have 1 hand on the beanstalk at all times to be able to hold yourself.
Wonderful.
Okay. Pinocchio, anything else you'd like to do? You murdered Thomas?
No, don't say murder. Pinocchio's gonna say,
That was a challenging foe.
and he's going to grow 6 inches.
How long is his nose now? Did he broke one off, right?
Oh yeah. During the short rest, he
Okay.
cut it off, and I think let's say 3 inches, and now it's 9 inches. If that's okay. Okay, I'm gonna draw his.
I
nose.
love this so much.
There we go. And he ends his turn.
Okie dokie. Let me hurry and get these guys moved. Okay, they all did their movement. Now we're gonna. Okay, so we're gonna have few shots taken. There's going to be 2 towards Shrek. Wait. Let me make sure. No. Because they have to be holding out with one hand. So we have 3, 4 guys. Okay. So 1 towards Shrek, that's a 7, is not going to hit. 1 towards photosynthesis, the 9, that's not going to hit.
No, it does not.
And a 13 towards Bilbo, because honestly, I don't even know if they can see the little bitty lizard next to Pistachio.
That's going to miss Bobo.
All the guys I can hit right now didn't do shit. So we're doing great, guys. This is fun.
I'm having
What's
fun.
up?
Mushu, it is your turn.
Mushu's gonna point his 2 golden whiskers, one towards Shrek, one towards Bilbo, and he will cast Twinned Spell Haste at Shrek and Bilbo, using 3 sorcery points to do so. And the gong shines this golden energy as a stored spell is spent casting this. So you are both hasted. For my bonus action, I will spend another sorcery point and a Tides of Chaos to cast Firebolt at the gremlin on the right.
This guy?
Correct, yes.
Okie dokie. Snake it.
So that's going to be a 19 to hit him
Hit.
for 2d10 fire damage. 7 points of fire damage, and I need to roll a d100.
Oh, shit. Yeah. I need. We're just going to do the regular one this time. The other one was fun, but I don't have it on me.
And on your right-hand side, the shelves there should have a player's handbook.
Ooh! I rolled an 82, which means I get to make 1 additional action immediately. So is that gremlin dead with 7 fire damage?
What was your additional action? Sorry.
No, I get to take 1 additional action immediately because of my wild magic surge. Is the gremlin that I shot with the fire still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive. Sorry.
I will achoo and sneeze another firebolt at him. And I will use Tides of Chaos again. Ooh, I got 2 18s on the die, so I think that's going to hit.
That will hit.
So here comes damage again. 11 fire damage on that guy.
He is down, and just as the previous goblin, you see him just let go and begin to free fall it unfortunately.
I got a 34. Maximize the damage of the next damaging spell you cast within the next minute.
Points. So you just do better on beanstalks, apparently.
They are my favorite terrain. So I cast Haste on Shrek and on Bilbo, and 2 firebolts at that guy, and I feel empowered by my ancestors to kill the next person that I strike. That is my turn.
Nice. Very, very well. It is Bilbo Peep's turn.
All right, so little Bo Peep is going to start his turn by just climbing and scaling this vine upwards, and find that he's doing it incredibly faster than he was expecting to, getting all the way up to this guy with little effort, where he's just going to start unleashing fist after 16.
Hit for
Assume a 9 is a miss,
miss.
and another 9 is going to miss.
You can tell that this little gremlin is very shocked at how quickly you were able to send.
So I will make use of a key point to then go with my bonus action to. Oh, it's been a second. What is it?
Flurry?
Flurry of blows for 2 more points.
23 for the
23
knife will hit.
and a 14.
14 misses. This poor goblin looks bloodied and beaten
I need a
and
haste pistachio or photosynthesis.
dear
next time.
life. He has like one finger barely hanging onto the vine anymore, and he's just staring at you like, where did you come from?
Just let go, man. Just let go. Well, that will do it for Bilbo then.
Okay, it is. What's my little guy's turn? Cool. Okay.
Isn't that guy dead?
Okay.
He has 1 health left.
Oh yeah. The little goblin that Bilbo got, he has 1 hit point. He almost died.
Oh, I
Whoa.
think Nick's talking about the person in initiative. He's out in the black.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was my turn.
Oh, no, there's 3 of each goblin.
Oh, I get you.
Yeah.
I see.
Oh, I like
see,
the way you're
I
doing
see.
this. Good.
It's still there, okay? Like, you just can't hold it. Hold on. So we are going to do. These guys are like rocking it right now. Okay, let me just tell you.
Don't forget, Shrek and Bilbo have +2 to AC.
It doesn't matter because these guys haven't rolled like nothing above a 10 to hit anything yet. Okay, so it will be Shrek's turn.
Oh, hey. Shrek's going to move towards this little one and reckless. Oh no, I don't need to recklessly do what I want to do. I want to try to grapple him, and then, or basically, I just want to grab him and shove him 5 feet. But mechanically, I just want to pick him up and drop him down.
The thing. A strength check, like a opposing strength checks, I guess.
Yeah, do that athletics. Oh, I only got a 13.
He can use,
He
Oh,
only
wait,
got
but I
use
have advantage
acrobatics
because I'm
or
raging.
athletics.
You're fine. He got a 4. He's gone. It just threw the poor little guy off the side.
You can do that 2 more times.
Right. So that one's gone. He's gonna go to the next one. Grab him and throw him off the side. That's 20.
Oh, God.
Poor little gremlin! You just threw him off the edge. Say goodbye.
So I've moved 20 feet. So I'm gonna go here and throw off the.
Got a
I love Shrek.
7.
24.
Gone.
Jeez.
Shrek's so awesome.
It's raining man.
You got a bonus action. Do you have the tavern brawler thing? You can go up and grapple someone else for a bonus action.
No, that was it. Actually,
I think you
That was
got
my
movement. You want to
attack, yeah,
move
my
to
bonus.
someone else?
Okay, it is Dr. Phil's turn.
I love this image
Now
of
here's
Shrek
what I'm gonna
throwing
do.
people.
Well, first of all, Pinocchio is going to move right up to here. And does this count as, is he on a flat surface, or is it, because I know it takes up half and half, right here.
Wait, what was that?
No, does he, I'm moving Pinocchio right here. And
Okay.
is he on a flat surface, or does this count as?
If he's on the boulders, then he'll be on a flat surface. If you're staying on this blue part, then no, he's not. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, okay.
But the green part is air, so just make sure you can move up like 5 extra feet.
So the right here isn't on a flat surface?
Just like 5 feet up.
You can move to that left boulder, and you should be able to be fine.
Sorry. I'm not trying to make it super complicated, just, a little bit more exciting.
What do you got, 25 feet of movement?
No, I have 30 feet of movement, and that was my full speed.
You were standing right next to me, right?
Yeah, right here.
You should have one more square, right?
No, I don't think so, because it's sort of here. Wait.
You can go over to this boulder, and it'd be flat.
30 feet would give you right here on this other boulder.
Doy. Whoa, did not even see that.
Oh,
I think
shit.
you were
Well,
counting
I guess
the square
technically
you
where
were
you
standing
were
on.
would have been fine anyways. I just thought it was all green. So either or. We'll just, we're good now. We're good.
Okay, and
did not see any of the boulder you were on under him. Sorry, my bad. You good?
with that, he will Peppercini or Dr. Phil will hit the other guy with his light crossbow again. The one right next to Bilbo. Boom. With a 9.
9 misses.
Ah, dang it. I'm trying to think of a lie, and I can't.
I hit you.
That's not fair. You cheated. I should have hit you.
It's true, though.
Your nose starts to grow.
8 inches. And I'll end my turn.
Dokie, let's see. I still have one of each guy at least. We're doing good. So this guy, he is going to try and attack Bilbo. 5 to hit. That's not gonna do shit. Seeing this guy is just throwing all their friends off, he's gonna move to here. Try and hit with a short bow. 23. Will that hit Shrek?
Yeah.
Nice.
The guy even gets. Oh yeah, that'll hit.
23 for 6 piercing. Suck it.
Reduce to 3 because I'm raging.
Fine, you get 3.
I feel very adversarial from my DM here.
This
She's
is how I
actively
feel
trying
every
to
time
murder us.
Every time I
You
try to
lost
hit
like
Nick.
5 of my people.
Every time I roll against Nick, that's exactly how I feel.
And then a 19 for 8, half to 4, if 19 hits. for Shrek.
How much? 18?
It was 19 to hit,
Yes.
so that's 8 half to 4.
Got it.
Okay, and that was all of their turns. So Moosh, it is your turn.
All right. So I have clear line of sight to all these little gremlins dudes, right?
Yeah, you can see them all. There's nothing crazy hiding out.
Wonderful. I'm going to attack this one right here in front of Dr. Phil.
Nope.
I'm going to use Tides of Chaos and give advantage on this maximum damage roll.
Yeah.
So that's going to be 20 total to hit.
That's definitely gonna hit.
He takes 20 points of fire damage.
His little burning corpse starts to fall off.
And I roll an 84 on my Wild Magic Surge. Each creature within 30 feet of you takes 1d10 necrotic damage. You regain hit points equal to the summoned necrotic damage. Sorry, Pistachio.
Aw.
Is she within 30 feet?
Yeah. She takes 10 points of necrotic damage. Max damage.
Yeah. But you get that 10.
Even though I've not been hurt.
That's what you get, okay?
Okay, so my ancestors empowered this missile, and I shoot it off, and it just kind of like grows like DBZ style. Like the beam just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, like a Kamehameha wave, and it accidentally clips Pistachio. And
Dr.
sorry, Dr. P. And I will move my 30 feet to this boulder over here. And that's my turn. Maintaining concentration on haste.
Okay, and before Bilbo's turn, you guys kind of feel the wind start whipping around a little bit more violently than you originally realized.
Oh no, Elsa, let it go!
As you see this air-looking creature come from the area around the Beanstalk, and it just comes full force, slamming towards this big green ogre that keeps throwing people off the Beanstalk.
She just threw an air elemental at you because you're throwing people off the Beanstalk.
I'm gonna throw her elemental off the Beanstalk.
Now she throws you off.
Take this windbag.
So going to do
Nice.
Can I say, Amanda, I'm having so much fun with this game.
throwing them all off the Beanstalk, guys. Cool.
I just picture the noise in my head too, just
Yeah, like, for real, they're just like, ah.
I imagine like Goofy's yell whenever he falls.
So what's happening?
I'm reading this stuff, trying to figure out exactly what it means. Okay. So it's gonna do the whirlwind. So if I fuck this up, I'm sorry, guys. It's a DC 13 strength save, which I'm sure Shrek will have no problem. Oh my god, no way! Wow.
And it's not ability. You don't get advantage on checks or saves, right?
I don't know, do I?
As a
You're
barbarian.
the barbarian player, you tell me, do I?
I haven't played a barbarian in 2 years, man. I don't know.
You have advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. I have advantage.
Ah, I knew it.
Don't roll a one.
Oh my god.
Complete opposite.
I rolled max damage, dude. Then you go and pass it. Fine. Okay. Hold on. Let me see what happens.
Shrek grabs it like Hercules grabbing that tornado titan, and he throws it.
Yes.
Okay, so if the saving throw is successful, you only take half the damage that I had, which yours would be quartered because you're raging. So I rolled 22 damage, which would be negated to 11. So you take 5.
Yeah.
So there. Okay.
Okay.
There.
Okay.
Fine. And then
I love you, Amanda. I have no problem with you.
fine.
Can't you see why you guys at like 7th level in the Pirates campaign, I'm throwing CR20s at you? You guys are too good.
Aw.
I mean, I did cut Amanda down in one turn.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? Like
I don't even
I'm feeling
think
all over it. Not only Neptune, but now you've done it to my Minotaur and all my little goblins.
I like one-hit KOs. What can I say? It's the kind of deck I play in Yu-Gi-Oh too.
Fine. It's fine. Okay. Well, Bilbo, you also feel this wind whipping around you. And
Not at all.
I'm sorry. You have to
I don't
do
think she's
another. You also have to do a strength saving throw. Well, because his characters always die. Okay, like
21.
yeah, cool. Okay, I won't kill you. Maybe.
She just doesn't want to kill Ryan.
So suddenly, I don't want to go out this beanstalk. I don't know why, guys.
You take 7 damage. That's already halved.
I'm gonna try to suck this thing into my mouth.
But it's not clear because you're not raging. But none of my air elementals knocked anyone off of the beanstalk. So you're welcome.
Yay.
Now wait, it's moot. Wait, what happened?
You just got to reorganize the initiative. And then it's
Wait,
Bilbo's.
no, it's Bilbo's turn. There we go. I was right. I just got mixed up.
All right, Bilbo's sending one haymaker up towards this gremlin with a 17 to hit,
Yep, that's gonna
8
hit.
bludgeoning.
He only had 1 hit. So he is going to fall. And on his way down, you can just see he falls like right through this air elemental, and it like disperses for a second before it becomes this bodily person again. Not bodily, but like formed person.
And Bilbo's going to send a couple of kicks downwards as he makes use of his second attack, hasted attack, and then on the flurry of blows with a key point for 2.
Holy shit!
Whoa!
What?
4
What?
4 crits this time.
Ah.
For 20, then a double crit.
So 20 and both the crits hit.
As he just
Shit.
goat kicks
And
this thing
max
right in
damage
its
on the
face.
crits too. What the fuck? Holy shit!
Ryan,
His attacks are non-magical, if that helps any.
Only because we're level 5.
I know. I'm trying to help Amanda out.
okay. I think I did all that. Okay, I think I got it all. Yeah. Cool. You just kicked the shit out of air.
Heck yes, I did.
Ah,
And that'll do it for Bilbo.
okay, Shrek, it is your turn.
Shrek is going to try. Let's see. So you said if I'm like on the stone, I could like hold on to it and use my two-handed weapon.
Yeah, like the stones are just like flat surfaces, basically. So like you have
so
to
I
step.
can like hop over here, draw his great sword, and attack this thing.
Yes.
I do
Definitely.
that.
Okie dokie.
I'm gonna recklessly attack.
Okay.
Right?
Yes, right.
Something I could do.
Show the wind what you've got.
Yes. So when I make my first attack on my turn, I can decide to attack recklessly, giving me advantage on melee weapon attacks. Okay, so I'm gonna attack. There we go.
3 attacks with advantage. Oh my god.
Does a 25 hit?
Yes.
All right. And does that have my rage damage on it? It doesn't. So 3 more because I'm raging? 2 more because I'm raging. 2 more because I'm raging. So 14 total. Then I'm going to attack again. Natural
Natural
20.
Guys,
The hell?
With
19.
2 more because I'm raging.
7
we got
nat
10
20.
more air elementals in this fight.
And then that is the end of my turn.
You have a hasted
Turn
attack.
two.
I'm hasted?
Yeah,
Yes.
he hasted you, remember?
Oh, I didn't realize that. I'm attacking again.
Yeah, I twin spelled
2 3
hasted,
of my
man.
goblins off in 1 round.
That was a 16 hit?
For 9 damage, yes.
Yes.
Damn.
That's the end of my turn.
You literally halved his HP in 1 round, basically. Like, just about. Pretty freaking close to just have his full HP in 1 round. Cool. It's fine. I still got some goblins. Okay, this little goblin, he's gonna shoot towards the. Oh no! Everything just went black again. What keeps happening?
What do you keep doing? I've never had that problem.
10 times. I have no idea. And I look at the entire map, and I have to completely reset. Okay. Well, I can hurry and roll. So one of the goblins I know was in range for Shrek.
Yeah,
And
and they get advantage.
hit. And I think that was the. Yeah. So now it's Pinocchio's turn because that was the only guy like that alive.
Well, he gets to roll with advantage. Did he miss?
Oh. Hold on. Hold on. I was resetting.
Ah.
Not advantage.
Rah, 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 rah.
I forgot. What's the walrus's name again?
What's the walrus? What?
Yeah. No, in the Pirates.
Oh,
17.
Ulysses, right.
Ulysses. A 17? Yeah, 17 hits.
So you get 7, halved to 3.
Does it hit with your hasted AC?
Oh, right. No, I have 18 because I'm hasted.
Yes, take it away.
Yes! Mushu!
We're done with the
Yes, this will
goblin.
protect you.
Fine. It's Pastrami's turn. I'm stopping speed.
It's photosynthesis' turn.
Okay, so Pinocchio.
Pimple.
Oh, that's a good one. Is this goblin still alive?
Yes.
Not for long.
Probably not at the rate you guys are murdering one.
I wouldn't say. Don't say murder. I mean,
No. Shrek,
They might have lived
straight
all. I don't know that they died.
yeah, they shouldn't have. They shouldn't have attacked us. He'll move the full 30 feet, taking his little nose with him. Oop, there we go.
you guys attacked first. Just saying.
Only because I went first.
And he will yet again. You know what? He's going to try to attack with his longbow. Let's see how that goes.
Fire off.
With this one.
12 misses.
Can I do another extra attack? Because I completely forgot that I can attack twice in a round. Can I do it with a...
Yes, you
longbow?
can.
Hell fucking yeah, that's what I'll do!
Crossbows are the only one that has a limitation on loading. You can only shoot 1 shot per round.
Okay.
Unless you have a crossbow expert feat.
Correct.
21 will hit, and he will take the 10.
Is he still alive?
Still alive.
Okay, hold on. Once per run now. Combat. I just want to see something.
Action surge.
Yeah, he'll action surge. I want this goblin dead.
You guys are violent
2 more
people.
attacks.
I get 2 more attacks.
Ogre.
Dragon, not lizard.
17 hits, and you see this goblin as he falls. He passes right by, and you know what? You actually slice him a little bit as he falls with your very sharp nose.
Yes. The nose knows, you know.
And do I get one more attack or that's it?
One more attack.
More.
He'll attack the water. Wind.
Air elemental.
Wind elemental, yep. With the longbow again. For an 18.
Which one?
This one.
Okay, that one it will hit, and he will take the 4.
Is he dead?
No.
Oh, come on. Aw. I'm happy. I killed 2. Pinocchio killed 2 people today.
Do our non-magical attacks look to be doing full damage to these guys?
Yes, because I probably missed that, if that's a thing.
There we go. Fixed his nose. And
Oh, okay, I didn't realize that. So they only take half damage if it's not magical? Well, shit. Cool, thanks for telling me. Now I know. Now maybe you wouldn't have taken half his hit points. Shrek, how's it feel? I'll leave it as is, but from here on out, yeah. Sorry, my bad.
Pinocchio ends his turn. He doesn't tell a lie. Instead, he'll
has-
tell the truth.
I hope
Oh, sorry.
you see when you go over to hell, tell Giuseppe I said hi.
Actually, he wouldn't. Giuseppe Pepe wouldn't have gone to hell.
Tell those motherfuckers.
I'm sorry.
Tell those vampires I'm coming for their Dracula thing when you're in hell.
I'm sorry.
The Dracula thing when you're in hell.
Wait, Dracula's there?
No. Dracula thing, so vampires. So tell the vampires that, Dracula's gonna, die.
But how's he gonna tell him if he's dead?
He'll be going to hell.
Because we're going to kill him.
But if Dracula's not in hell, how's he gonna tell him?
Well, no, I think, I just think the suspense of everything and the vampires down there. Well, look, we don't know what Dracula's powers are. Maybe he goes to hell on vacation.
I never thought he was the type to befriend gremlins, but you seem to know him better than most.
Well, yeah, he killed, my father or something.
Ah, Jalapeno was a gremlin? I guess that makes a lot more sense.
Durepi was a human who made me out of a block of wood. I did this entire story. Were you listening?
I mean, in and out. I gotta say, this gourd, it wasn't gonna drink itself.
Right, yeah. Well, okay, just basic spark notes of what I said. I said to the Windblight, or whatever it is, when you're in hell, tell the other vampires I'm coming after Dracula. Make everyone shake in their boots a little bit, just kind of like a sprinkle on top, and yeah. I just don't think we should be looking into this because, it seemed like a cool thing to say, and I think dissecting it is a little bit, taken out of the wind of my sails.
I'm gonna cast.
All right, man.
I'm gonna cast Firebolt at the air elemental that's attacking Bilbo.
Nope.
Using my Tides of Chaos. Natural 20.
God.
Yep, that'll do it. Let's just crit on all of my air elementals.
So that's 4d10 fire damage.
Magical damage. Correct.
A terrible damage. 13 points of fire damage, but I have to roll on my wild magic table.
Getting riggedy shreked.
Rolled an 87. I cast Fly on a random creature within 60 feet of me.
Pretty useful here in the middle of the air.
So I would say, Amanda, roll a d4.
4.
I'm a flying dragon, y'all.
Finally, Mushu can fly.
I can fly. I will take this newfound power, and I will fly. I'm gonna fly 60 feet to here.
For now, you don't have to worry about standing on boulders to use both your hands because you can just do it.
Yes. So that's my turn. Still maintaining concentration on haste for another 5 rounds.
Okie so we're gonna do top and bottom. Shrek's air elemental. Ha! Ha ha! Suck it! I got a natural 20. Ha!
Oh my god.
9.
28 hit you, Shrek.
Yeah.
Ha! Ha! Okay. So it's 17 plus 7, then halved.
23 half to 11.
Do you know what? You guys crit on my guys like 10 times. So
I would like to say, GM, I have not critted, so if you're going to attack me, I just keep that.
I'll throw my dice. Play fair. Okay, and then the air elemental next up, Bilbo. Got a 20, which is still pretty badass.
Yeah, a little too badass for my age.
So that'll be 12, which you take the full because you are not raging. Okay, and that's their turn. Bilbo, it's your turn.
Well, two can play that game, man. Swinging away. 24 to 20.
Oh, yeah.
Then
You're a
the
monk,
hasty
right?
attack. What's that?
You're a monk?
Yes.
Are your fists magical yet?
Not yet. I think it's
Not
Level
yet.
6.
Okay.
7th level.
Okay.
Yes, not yet.
So,
And then blows for 2 more. Natural 1 and a 12.
it takes
just
the
the
24 and the 20 for a total of 6 damage.
And I will just slowly walk around this guy, just starting to circle.
Climb
That'll be
around.
my turn. Yeah, climbing around.
Okay. Shrek, it is.
Shrek is going to continue his thing, attacking.
Did
Let me
my
get
audio?
3 natural 20s.
25 to hit.
We'll hit.
And don't forget to add the 2 because I'm raging. Does a 14 hit?
It does not.
I missed. Last attack. 10. What the? What the hell is this all about? The 7 and 7 and the 3 and the 3. What is this nonsense?
You did 7 damage that round. Good job.
Good.
With my bonus, my health potion.
Who has the Moon Touch sword, by the way?
I do.
Peppercorn. Peppercorn does.
Wonderful.
6 back.
Right.
Oh no, is the Moon Touch Great Sword a magical weapon?
Longsword is a magical weapon, yes.
Oh fuck. I was the wrong person to give it to. Oh no. I'm sorry, y'all.
You're a fighter. Get up in there.
I'm too afraid.
Okay. The last goblin is going to see a little miniature flying dragon coming towards him. He's going to take aim and miss him completely.
What'd you roll? It might hit.
6.
Nope.
Yeah, no, not even. So, Peppercorn, it is your turn with your realization of your magical weapon.
Yes, Peppercini, Pinocchio is going to come up here, right over there. I think that's 25 feet of movement. Let me just put his nose back on. There we go. And he's going to take out his sword. And is it a +1 sword? Is that, or?
No, it's just moon touch.
Just magical.
It's magic. It just
bypassing.
It
has
glows.
the damage.
Okay. So I just. All right. Let me just. Sorry. Let me just.
It'll have the same stats as your battle axe.
Same stats. Okay. Sorry, y'all. And he'll attack with his longsword.
Huzzah! Oh, hell yeah.
Does a 21 hit?
Yeah, definitely.
And
Using
he'll
it one-handed or two-handed?
Yeah,
two-handed.
I was about to say, because you are standing on a flat spot, so you could use two-handed, which you did, so...
Cool. And since I'm a fighter and I can attack one more time, he's going to do it one more time.
You're gonna miss.
All right. He'll look straight into this Windblight's eye, and Peppercorn is going to say, I'm not afraid of you. I've faced down I've faced down scarier beings than you, and you will not be the last. And I'll end his turn.
You see Mushu waving on the side.
Was that a lie, Pinocchio?
No, that was not a lie.
Just making sure. No.
He will not die.
Oh, Mushu's turn. All right. Mushu is going to fly 110 feet off of the stock, away from the archers. And he will cast a firebolt at the goblin using Time to Cast. 23 to hit.
Yes, 23 will hit. Which one were you aiming for? I'm sorry.
The last gremlin.
Oh, well, yeah. Of course it's going to hit him.
11 points of fire damage.
He looks miserable, visibly shaken,
All right.
very crisp, but he's still hanging on there.
Yay! I rolled a 71. I am resistant to all damage for the next minute.
Nice. Cool. Was that your turn?
That's Mushu's turn.
Okay, we have the air elemental. First up top, it will be catch a dagger by his toe. We'll do Shrek again because I think he did more damage than. Okay. 12. Not gonna hit. Bilbo, is a 16 gonna hit?
16 is going to miss.
Okay.
You have advantage on Shrek because he recklessly attacked.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it 12? No, I rolled 12 twice. That's cool. Cool. Yep, my guys are not meant to hit this round. Bilbo, it is your turn.
All right, Bilbo sending another armada punch. And key point for flurry of blows.
This is
All right,
awesome.
so 3 hits. So 18 points of bludgeoning, half to 9.
You guys are doing good. This is good. This is fine. It's fine. We're doing good.
Don't worry, they only have 4 rounds and then they feel lethargic.
And on that last punch, as Bilbo swings and just sees his punch going a little bit shy, he's going to make use of his luck feat to re-roll that last unarmed strike. Maybe he'll get some drunken luck with a 15 to hit instead.
Meets it, beats it, an additional 3 damage.
clip him on the shoulder.
You see my lucky dragon pop out from my shoulder. Hello. Not lucky dragon, lucky cricket.
They really do work.
Guys, you know what's like really helpful if you actually read the full character sheet of people you're playing.
You are one
Multi
lucky
attack. I'm gonna
bug.
kill you guys.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say they had 2 slams. I was wondering why you were going easy on us.
Because I didn't see that part.
It's right
Damn
above the melee attacks.
Ah! Okay, Shrek, you go so I can kill you guys.
Guys, I think we need to take him out this round.
More than one hit.
Well, I recklessly attack. All right, 16 to hit.
Gonna hit.
All right, and then I attack again.
6 points on the first.
19 to hit.
That's gonna hit.
And I attack a third time. 23 to hit.
You know that's gonna hit.
7. So 20 total.
It's 7, 7, and 5.
6 with your rage damage.
Right.
20 total.
20 total.
Cool. Cool. Cool.
That's the end of my turn.
This guy
I love how Shrek is just
doesn't
beating
know
an arrow
that
on it.
Mushu has resistance to all things. He's gonna try. He's gonna try and hit you for an 11 with his dying breath. That's not gonna hit. My last little gremlin, Pinocchio or Parcheesi.
Thank you.
Yeah, your turn.
Die by my blade!
That's a
What
lie.
he's going to yell. And with a 2-handed, he's going to attack. Not 20, not 20. Oh, 19.
12 points of damage though.
That hits.
Oh yeah.
All right, still not down.
Nope.
This time you shall fear me!
I feel like I'm going too intense for Pinocchio right now.
No.
but-
15 misses.
I don't know what to say, so he'll glare at
That's
this
fair.
guy. And you... No, I'll end my turn. I feel confident that he won't die.
Okay. And then it is Mushu, the mighty flying dragon who feels
Yes.
no
I killed no one. How wispy does Shrek's air elemental look?
You can see it's definitely less of a humanoid looking creature and more of a airy wind that seems to be blowing now.
Wonderful.
It's looking pretty rough.
I'm going to float my way over, my little whiskers dangling in the breeze, get within 120 feet of that air creature, and I will use Tides of Chaos to attack him with a firebolt. For a total... Ooh. For a total of 24.
Hit.
All right, he takes 2d10 fire damage. He takes 8 points of fire damage. And now I have to roll on Wild Magic Surge. Ooh, 62. For the next minute, you must shout when you speak.
Okay, you're little anyway.
Don't worry, I have him. And that's Mushu's turn.
Okay, it's time for these guys with their full power. It's gonna be glorious. One towards Shrek.
With advantage.
At 26.
No, that misses.
Nice try. 18 bludgeoning.
Ouch.
Halved because you're raging. And then one towards Pinocchio, who keeps glaring at him.
Bring it on.
Would he be considered a a building because he's made of wood?
So 12 to hit, which misses. And Bilbo, I rolled 2 17s.
Because of the hasted AC, those are both gonna miss.
No!
Otherwise, I'd be pummeled to death.
Oh my god!
Mushu Raid
Fine.
Sublime.
Fine.
That lucky cricket is paying off.
You guys suck. Bilbo, it's your turn.
Sending a couple
Guys are
more
Bilbo.
punches at this thing.
Uh-oh.
I'm
No,
going to use
Bilbo,
my last
no.
2 luck points to re-roll 2 of those. 18.
18 will hit.
Oh, and going to bonus action key point for another 2 unarmed.
Is that your last key point?
I got 1 left. So a 19 and a 16 to hit
Both of those will hit.
for another, is that 36?
Yep.
Yep. Yep. Cool. It's cool. It's cool.
This would have
And
been
he's just
way
going
better.
to start climbing upward.
Okay. And
And he's going to continue going upwards as he just kind of drunkenly climbs across more vines as he's able to disengage because of his drunken monk feet. But he's just getting a little more distance from this air element.
okie dokie. Oh, I see how you are. It's fine.
Oh no, he's gonna come after the flying dragon now. Oh no.
And Shrek really needs the help, Bilbo.
No, but Bilbo needs the help.
Is that your turn?
Yep, that'll do it.
Shrek, it is your turn.
All right. He's going to attack the. What? What? How?
He's getting worse.
It's always
He's getting
the same
tired.
roll.
You lucky.
Every time.
It's establishing an equilibrium.
22.
Oh, nice.
It'll hit.
So that's 9 points of damage and 13 points of damage.
So 11 total.
And this is looking a lot more wispy than when you began. You can tell it's feeling like you can see Bilbo almost clearly on the other side now. That's your turn.
That's my turn.
My little goblin, still hanging in there, can no longer reach. Let me double check. He can still reach Mushu. He will try. A 19 to hit.
Oh yeah, 19 hits.
For 4 piercing, but because you have that thing, I don't think you take any damage.
I take 2 points of damage.
Oh, is it half damage?
Yeah, I'm resistant to all
resistant.
damage.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
I maintain
cool.
concentration on everything.
My little goblin finally hit something. He'll die happy now.
Bye.
Paul Blart Mallcup. It is your turn.
Pinocchio, seeing that the wisp is becoming wispier and wispier, he'll let out a battle cry "Ah!" and try to hit this man again. Two-handed. Does a 10 does not hit, does it?
Not.
Oh, fuck. Well, he'll try again.
11 misses.
It's one more. Like, I improved.
You're
You
getting
look
better.
ugly when you're angry.
I fought worse.
And he's gonna lie. Wait. No, that's the
He
truth.
fought
He
vampires.
has.
They're worse than air elementals.
Yeah, they are. The nose does not grow, you know. And he'll end his turn.
Doki. Mushu, it is your turn.
All right. This guy. There's my button. All right, this goblin's got issues. So I'm within 120 feet of him. I'm gonna use my Tides of Chaos to throw another firebolt at him. I'm sitting here over here like a turret, just breathing fire on all these people. Natural 20.
That's gonna
Okay. 13 plus 14 is 27 points of fire damage to this gremlin.
That gremlin had 1 hit point.
Overkill.
You didn't have to do that to him.
I did. Tides of Chaos, or Wild Magic Surge of a 7. I cast a fireball at 3rd level, centered on myself. But I am like 60 feet off of the... So I just hurt myself.
Likely story.
Yeah, I flew out.
Sure you did.
DM, if you would,
Roll the damage.
roll 8d6 fire damage for me, please.
I have to reload because I clicked the back button on the mouse.
I could roll it.
It's okay. Sorry. This is why I can't have nice things.
I take 9 points of fire damage.
And I give up. I have no idea what I do to your computer, but it all went black. It's okay, 'cause I'm reloading.
I'm only damaging myself. I'm sorry.
Right? Do you have any resistances because you're a dragon?
No, I have resistance because the Wild Magic Surge gives me resistance to all damage.
Sure if you had any...
No, I'm resistant to poison and disease.
Oh, okay.
So we have 2 rounds of haste left. Be ready, guys. And I have 8 rounds of resistance left. And I have 9 minutes and a whole bunch of seconds left for flying. That's my turn.
Dokie. These guys' turn. We will do the top one first. He will do 1 towards back.
Be really cool if he didn't.
Or if he did. 17 for
Against
16,
who?
half to 8.
Against who?
Shrek.
17 to hit. That misses because I'm hasted. He
Well,
hits 18.
cool.
Ah,
Cool.
yeah, it is cool.
Super cool.
Cool.
Oh, I gotta roll concentration for myself. Hold on. Okay, it's natural 17.
Better not.
You're still hasted.
Okay, and then this guy.
How awesome would that have been if I killed myself with my own fireball by falling damage, which would be very apropos to myself. Dying from falling. That'd be great.
Wouldn't be the first time.
No, it'd be like the 3rd time.
Okay, Mushu, this guy flies up to you, and he's going to do his whirlwind. So I need you to make a DC 13 strength saving throw.
Oh, a strength saving throw. Okay.
Strong you are, fly boy.
13?
13. So means it beats it?
Yeah.
Meets a pizza.
Okay, so you take half of the bludgeoning.
Take a
So
quarter.
7 damage.
I take
You
3.
take a quarter. You take 3. Now you're face to face with an air elemental.
Natural 18. I'm rolling hot on my constitution saves. You're all still hasted.
Bilbo's going to start sending punch for an action. The 15 and a 20 to hit.
They are
Punch for the hasted action.
all three of them are gonna hit.
And if he still needs to, he will key point bonus action to Bam Bam.
Roll for advantage. You're flanking.
Yeah, you are. In case you get
So that was 2 misses.
2 misses.
So instead would be an 8 and a 24. So 1 more hit.
And that is all you needed. That one last hit freaking did it.
Yeah.
God damn it! My air is gone.
Still the one
You're
that's
losing
hitting
our
me.
airspace, man.
Bilbo's foot swings from the vine and kicks, and as it skims past protagonist's nose and Shrek's helmet, the wind just dissipates into nothing.
Not getting snuffed out by an over-aggressive fart, man.
They're not farts. They have feelings.
I think Shrek even names his farts sometimes.
I had one a few weeks ago named Bartholomew.
Ah,
And maybe I'll name another one after Pinot.
wait,
Is
you're
it my
going to.
turn?
Bilbo, was that your turn? Are you done?
That's it for Bilbo.
Then yes, Shrek, it is your turn. And they are not on the vine. As Mushu said, he was a little flown off the vine. So you will not be able to reach him. He is with Mushu in the air.
Yeah, Shrek's gonna put away his greatsword and climb down, and then he's just gonna start throwing haymakers at this thing. So just punch and punch and punch.
We're like 30 feet
They're
plus
60
off.
feet away from
Yeah.
the vines themselves.
Oh, I thought that they were closer than that.
No, I flew out because I was trying to get range on the archers.
Well then,
That's why we didn't take damage from the fireball that went off.
Javelin?
You are on a flat surface up there, so you can use two-handed weapon.
okay, then he's gonna pull out his crossbow, his light crossbow, and he's gonna fire away. 11.
That misses.
How about a 9? Yeah, that's the end of my turn.
It is not a goblin's turn because they're all dead.
Aw.
We're on to protagonist.
Right, as the protagonist, seeing as though the rest of the fight is going on 60 feet in the air, protagonist is going to take out his long bow and shoot it. Does a 23 hit?
Of course, a 23 is going to hit.
A
2 damage.
and then once more, hitting him again.
That is going to miss.
A 9. He's going to yell down,
hey! Why don't you pick on someone your own size and come down here and die like a courageous warrior you are?
Fart.
Like a fart, yeah. You're nothing but a fart up there. And this man right over here, he won't even name you when you're dead.
Oh my god. Do you have vicious mockery? People take damage? No. That's your turn, protagonist. Or did you want to move or anything else?
no.
Okay. Mushu, it is on to you.
Mushu feels the wind blowing around him, and he takes his hands and he rubs his mustache in a very Sneevely way, curls them a little bit, and as he pulls his hands out, they start to glow, and I cast Burning Hands at the air creature. I need it to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Wait, what? Can I saving throw? Sorry.
Dexterity saving throw, please.
8.
That's a fail. You take 3d6 damage.
Get on.
You take 8 points of fire damage.
What was that?
8 points of fire damage.
I was reading Rachel's comment. Sorry. Being a terrible DM right now. Okay. That's it.
That's all I have. We have 1 round of haste, so you guys make use of it.
Okay, so the air elemental is going to target little lizard glowing dragon.
Dragon.
18
Yeah, 18 hits.
or 13 bludgeoning, and will a 13 hit?
Yes.
That's 20 bludgeoning. But all of that is half.
16.
Thingamajigger.
I thought I was safe.
You got too cocky, lizard. You
I
got
did
too
get too
cocky.
cocky. And
Now
I
you're gonna
fail
come away.
concentration. So
We're all exhausted.
haste
For a round.
haste ends on Shrek and Bilbo, and my fly fails, and I begin to fall.
No!
Fly wasn't concentration.
Because it's Wild Magic Surge, I'm still concentrating on it like a concentration spell.
I didn't know. I thought it was just how it is.
You cast the spell on the creature, so I was maintaining concentration on it. So I was concentrating on 3 spells, essentially. And I am now falling to my death.
Okay. Well, sorry, lizard.
Could you use your lucky cricket anymore?
I can.
Wait. Can I use my inspiration to help with that?
That's up to the DM. I already said the roll.
I would say so. If you want to throw in words of inspiration to try and redo his con save.
Yes. Can I do that?
I will attempt it again then.
Roll again. I will allow it.
That's 11 on the die. 14. That beats half the damage, which was 11. So you're still hasted, and I'm still flying.
Yay!
One more round.
One more round.
You did it.
Not today, friend.
What a lucky cricket.
Very lucky cricket. I feel so inspired by the large nose.
All right. So if we're still hasted, then Bilbo is going to make his way down onto some of these steady footings, and he's going to fumble about in his rucksack for a bit before he pulls out a few darts, and he's just going to start wildly throwing darts into the air at this air elemental. It's going to be at disadvantage, though, because the initial range on him is 20 feet, and the further range is 60 feet. So they're still just far enough to be a pain. Let me see if I can change it so it's disadvantage. Okay.
The 18 will hit.
So 18 and then 2 misses for 3 piercing.
These darts, and although it appears they just go right through him, you see one of them seem to stick momentarily before falling.
Oh, right, man. Oh, man. And then he's just going to sit down here in place.
And Shrek, it is your turn.
How far away are they from the beanstalk still?
They're still 60 feet. Mushu has not gotten any closer, and the air elemental is still hitting him.
I guess I do the only thing I can do is fire this twice. Ah!
What happened?
6
Oh.
damage. Oh wait, have the
Definitely
3?
three.
3
It's
damage.
definitely three.
You see, you guys are slowly ticking away at this
Oh
air.
god. Oh god.
Ever so slowly. Okay, Pinecone, it is your turn.
Pinocchio is going to step around Bilbo and get onto one knee and fire a longbow, hopefully taking down this foe, but probably not. Nat 20!
8 points of damage.
He's still floating.
No! Come on, another nat 20, come on! Or at least another hit. An 11.
Does not hit. He is still floating in the air. Very upset at your first hit, though.
He'll yell, he's got the attention of it. He's like, hey! Face me! Don't tire yourself out for that tiny lizard! Come and face me, a real foe!
Roll me an intimidation check.
Do I do it with advantage? Because, that'd make me crap my pants. I'm kidding.
You're a small wooden puppet. I'm sure you're not.
He's gonna do a straight roll this time.
A 17? Fuck. Come on. I got a +5. Fuck!
You look like twigs amongst the beanpole.
God damn it.
You do see his eyes dart in your direction momentarily.
I'm an intimidating motherfucker. Come on.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Mushu.
I see it.
Use my last 2 sorcery points to quicken spell Tides of Chaos, a firebolt right into the heart of this thing. So I'm going to do a single roll since it's in melee. For a 24 to hit.
That's gonna hit.
That is 19 points of fire damage.
Mushu, how would you like to do this?
Let me roll my Tides of Chaos to see if it affects. Let me roll my Tides of Chaos to see if it affects.
See what
spell.
happens first.
Yes. A 57.
Oh,
So, anything that I touch, so I reach into the heart of this thing, and I just take all the oxygen that makes up this air elemental and cause it to explode into a ball of fire and just incinerate all of the essence that is within this creature.
guys on the beanstalk feel this heat like wind burst you all in the face,
Oh,
like
God.
when it blows in the desert, and it's just a hot wind, and it's so uncomfortable and unpleasant. You're just like, why is this my life? And then you see Mushu standing there with his hands ablaze, glowing little flying dragon. You are left with a quiet beanstalk.
And Shrek and Bilbo feel quite lethargic this first little bit.
Ugh,
I fly back into them.
I can't move.
Where's my gourd?
I reach up and I hand it to him, and as I do that, I take out a potion of my own and I drink it because I'm about to die.
It looks like this adventure won't be as easy as we originally thought.
I'm feeling a little better. Well, everyone alive? No.
I think Elsa was just fine in this whole altercation.
Yeah, she could kill them at the bottom. Let's keep going.
All right.
How much does Pinecone weigh?
I never rolled for that. I don't know, like, I mean, I think he's made of like some good ass wood, so 15 pounds? Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as you weigh less than 100 pounds with all your gear, I would like to pick up Pinecone and begin flying him up the beanstalk for the next 9 minutes.
Okay, so here's a question for you guys. Technically, is Pinecone being worn or carried? Because anything you touch will turn into flame.
Oh my god, no!
Yes. The answer is yes.
Pinecone is made out of wood!
I completely forgot about that.
Oh my god! I even was like, hey, to myself like 5 minutes ago, like, hey, if Mushu comes by you gotta say hell no to that.
I mean, granted, it's only for a minute, you know, but just think about that before you go reaching for a wooden boy.
Let me roll an intelligence check based on that. 13. I wouldn't pick him up. I go and I'm like, I better not for the moment. For the next minute, but I have 8 minutes after that, so once it's gone, then I'll pick him up.
That's all right with Pinocchio. I mean, sorry, pistachio.
So I tested on like a bit of like parchment or something I have in my pack, my little satchel. I think he wears like a messenger bag, so I pull it out and I'm like touching a piece of paper, and once it stops catching on fire, then I'm like, Pinecone, would you like a lift so you don't have to climb this obscene pillar of vines?
Of course, in order to save my strength. Yes.
That sounded way more tough than
We will scout ahead while you two climb. So I'll fly Pinecone up for the next like 8 minutes along the pillar looking for threats and the safest passage for Bilbo and Shrek.
So we continue the climb, and is there anything anyone would like to accomplish right now, or are we just focused on climbing?
Pinocchio is going to keep an eye out for some danger.
Do you want to roll a perception check?
Yes, and I clicked on the right thing this time. 15.
You're a little bit weary just because you hear the wind blow. You think, oh wait, that could be more than just wind, and you look and you realize, no, it's just pretty windy up here. Okay, we're doing good. This is all good. You guys continue your climb. Eventually, you guys reach this lovely area at the top of the beanstalk.
Ooh.
And although I've done
I must
I've
say,
done a
this
few
is a beautiful
things
vista.
with this, I'm not fully prepared for you guys to dive into this area. I apologize for that. I did not realize you guys would just throw my
I think
goblins
this
off.
is a wonderful place to take a rest, and then in the morning we will be right as rain to go in, investigate this strange cavern system.
I think that's a good idea. Wait for the others to come up. We can set up camp. Got any mushrooms on ya?
Boy.
Boy, do I have
Ah.
mushrooms. I mean, considering
Did I
how
get
tall
really
these...
close to my mic?
Considering how
not really
tall this
good, though.
beanstalk is, it's probably
now.
it's probably taken us all day to climb it, right?
Yeah, like it's pretty like
Oh
honestly.
yeah, I was
I'm
thinking
gonna
like
have to,
Shrek
like,
gets to the
roll
top
some
and just
sort
like
of like
collapses.
exhaustion, something, because that was quite a climb. You guys have been climbing for literally hours. You fought at the bottom. You've only had an hour rest. Like you guys are feeling pretty exhausted at this point. Honestly, I thought you guys were totally gonna hang out with the mushroom man more. Like he was really excited to talk to you guys more. You guys were just like, "Hey, we're sleeping nearby." Okay,
Well,
bye.
no.
Hey,
He
yeah,
told
we
the
also
story.
interrogated the Minotaur and then threw him off the edge.
True, ogres
Totally
are
worth
not
it.
very friendly. I get
It was I was very intimidating.
it.
Like throwing people over the edge is my new favorite thing. I
There we
want
go.
nothing but vertical fights from now on where I can just throw people off.
Only vertical battles because whoop, you're gone.
This fish shampoo. Yeet.
Bloop. I'm a grappler. Bye, 5-foot push.
These poor gremlins. They were just living their best life, making stew with mushrooms and beans and shit. Yeah.
They were just living here.
So we get up and we set up a camp, right? Is there
Right.
gonna set up a camp up here?
Totally fine.
I will use the last of my spells that I have for the day to recharge my ring of spell storing.
This is an odd.
Oh, go ahead.
No. Completely off topic. I was just gonna. Nothing.
What were you gonna say?
No. I was just gonna ask, like, if I'll ask it at the end of it. It doesn't really pertain to anything right now.
But this is the end of it, I think.
And
Okay.
I don't really have much more planned. Like I could maybe go a little bit more, but I'd rather not. I'd rather be more
No,
prepared.
if you want to call it here, that's fine. Like we only got like 20 or 35
Yeah.
minutes. That's fine.
So I figured it's a decent spot where we're not getting into anything crazy, and I'll have more time for prepare shenanigans that'll make this mountain more fun than what I have already. So.
No, right? Is Mario? Sorry. Would Mario be considered a monk? I've been replaying like old Mario games. Like, would Mario be a monk?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Or a fighter.
Yeah, monk, fighter, or druid, depending on what way you want to go with it.
He could
Why would he be a druid?
There's some games
The
that,
Kanuki
like, turn
coat
into,
and the
like,
fireballs and all of that. It could be deemed like all
Those
the
are
different.
technically items.
Yeah, but if you don't have items, you can make it with a druid.
So he can turn himself into a raccoon.
Oh, you're right.
Little
He has
kitty
animal
cat from the new
companions.
one.
Right.
Frog.
What about paper?
Huh.
I think Paper Mario is non-canonical.
It doesn't count.
Dude, I'm disappointed just a titch. I was getting excited about Mario All-Stars, and then I just realized they're not remaking the Paper Marios. And I just want to play Thousand Year Door. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I've already got the Super Mario, so I'm fine. Oh,
This
was
was
so
a
much
fun session.
This was a nice, fun, relaxing session.
Yeah, especially after last night, I needed this.
throw
What was
gremlins
Session
off a beanstalk, light some air, blow off some steam.
Blow off some aerial elementals.
Throwing Minotaur off my beanstalk.
We met some fun guys.
It's next week, Misthaven, then?
I think so.
Done.
Yeah,
Still mad at
Pirates is
most
gonna.
of you.
Hey, Lucas, how's your son doing?
He's doing well. He's a little sore, a little achy, but all in all, I think he's in good spirits.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, so he should be in a cast for another 5 or so weeks.
Is Rafal still mad about the whole murdering thing? Because, I mean, come on. It's not that bad.
He's mostly mad at Agramar.
Well, I mean,
That was days ago.
it was days ago, and
You told him about it the same day.
well, I mean, I hate to bring this up, but they were only sewer people.
They were
so in
only
grand-
rat folk.
Do
They
I
were
need
only rat folk.
do I need to link you Rafal's ideals and bonds again?
I mean, just saying, it's not like he killed a random person on the
Like
upside.
Kevin?
Like,
They're
okay, look,
sentient beings. Like, you literally have the tool he is using for why the tree shouldn't get hurt is the same argument that can be made for why the were-rat shouldn't get murdered.
well, again, well, what the fuck are they going to do? Going to say like, oh no, one of Rafal's
Oh, you know what? The gods are on my side. Y'all can fuck up.
I think the gods are pretty cool with that.
The
Like,
gods were pretty explicit with Agramar. They're like, nope, dump.
Yeah, no,
Well-
I done fucked up.
well, that's the gods' problem. I think you should cut Agramar some
Sounds like
slack.
Agramar's problem to me.
I think you should cut Agramar some slack because I mean they were only
No,
rat folk.
look, if Agramar's gonna be one of my followers, if I make a somebody, we need to keep it.
Well, I mean, he's not your follower yet, so technically, whatever happened before he was your follower doesn't count. Officially.
This is why you got to swear him in as a knight. Put him on a contract.
That is true. He is not under contract. He
I'm
is
not
a
under
free-
My
contract
sword
till
is
high
gonna be
priest.
like, I told you so.
So Kevin can steal as long as like everyone has a free pass right now.
Rafal has never told you guys you can't do things.
You never
he's just
said Agramar couldn't
disappointed.
murder rat folk. That is where Agramar made his first. Rafal made his first mistake. He did not explicitly say, "Agramar, you cannot murder."
That's
What
because he
three
doesn't
rat
have
folk?
the power to tell you guys what to do and do.
Well, I'm
He
just
hope that you can set a good example and you're gonna follow it. He realizes he won't, but
well.
that
You
doesn't
have
mean
not.
you can't be disappointed when you don't.
Well, you have not set a
Actually, that's
precedent
not
on
true.
whether or not we should.
Phelan is a great example of somebody who Rafal has mad respect for because he was like, "Yo, you can't be like this. What are you doing?" And she's like, "Man, you right," and then she changed her life.
She
Well,
changed her
Right,
life
right,
into a
right.
murdering wizard that specializes in killing
Yeah,
people.
you not murdered anyone.
Yeah, and
Okay.
she's not like doing her necromancy shit. Like
No, that's
Phelan
true.
is a great example of somebody who has like turned her life around because of Rafal's good example.
well, hold on. You explicitly told her probably not to
Yeah,
do
I actually
necromancy
really did.
stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
You did not say to Agramar, "Hey, buddy, don't kill rat folk," or "Don't."
I didn't think I had to.
Well, obviously you did because Rafal. I'm
I
sorry.
realize that now.
Agramar does
Rafal's
not
gonna have to
view
like
rat
make deals
folk
with
as
people now, and then
same as
you can turn to
people,
them and
apparently.
be like, "Hey,
Well,
don't
I
kill
hand out
people."
sheets of paper. These are the things I do not like you to do. Please do not do them.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay,
you.
okay, hold on.
From this point forward, let's try to not murder.
So, in Agramar's kind of defense,
No, there's no defending what you did.
No. Hear the man out. Let's see.
No. Okay, the man, gods have already judged him.
no, he definitely did something wrong.
Well, I mean, okay, let's look at murder, for example.
What I was gonna
Like-
say, in
Ask my
Agramar's,
Saturday group about murder.
in
We had a 2-hour-long
Agramar's,
conversation about it last night.
in Agramar's defense, he did not know that they were citizens of Misthaven, thus offending Rafal, and now he sees that anything below the surface is also a citizen of Misthaven, and he should probably fix that.
It's true. There we go. We see some. Yeah. Maybe it's because of their circumstances that were set upon them by Misthaven that they had to be murdered by Agramar because
Oh, don't try to talk your way
Just
into.
like, yo, hey, just like, I'll pay you some money. Watch the sewers for me.
they were being sus as fuck. Even though Kevin.
It's not like Rafal doesn't have shit tons of money, guys.
Well, hold on. Let's not throw out money, okay? Let's not just throw money wherever we want to. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I think we should let this whole murder thing slide.
Of course, Kevin would say that.
God, we're just hitting all the sins, aren't we? Who's the glutton around here? Probably Rafal.
I mean, you did have a spa day in the kitchen while Nari and Kevin were starving to death.
You guys volunteered for that.
Well,
I mean, I was there too. I take full blame for the eating of all the snacks.
Yeah, and then you murdered someone that same day, right?
Huh?
Didn't Agramar murder someone the same day of the spa
yeah,
day?
when we came back and we went into the sewers. Yeah.
Uh-huh. He murdered and then he went and got cleaned up.
Okay.
And
okay,
I got quiche and I got cheesecake.
Murderers get pastries.
That's the moral of the story. Kill, get pastries.
Oh, okay. So if Kevin murders someone, she'll have a spa day? Because
If Agramar is taking you, I guess so.
That's the operation we're running now.
Or you guys just keep lying to Rafal. That seems to be working.
I have not lied to Rafal yet. Don't even start.
Kevin did.
yeah, well,
I blame
it was
Kevin
money.
for lying because she lies to everyone.
You were a lie of omission.
Ooh.
True, but I didn't lie.
Yeah, you know what?
Lie of omission. The first part's a
Well,
I
hold
said
on.
I took care of it, which means I took it upon myself.
Yeah, you should have asked him more questions. You should have asked
Why
more
are you
questions.
covered in soot?
How dare
I burned
trust
3 rat
Agramar?
folks.
How dare I? God damn.
Well,
Yeah,
obviously.
what
Agramar,
Among
you
Us?
were
Am I supposed to be all sus back now?
I'd sus Agramar. I'd sus anyone who's like, hey, I took care of it, and they're covered in blood. I'd be like, that's sus as fuck. What happened? What do you mean you took care of
He
it?
was cleaned up by the time he came and told me.
That is true. I came up and cleaned up before I walked out.
Oh, okay. Well, still, that whole
He
thing of
covered up his crime. Don't get on my case.
Hey, I'm playing a medium intelligence character. I'm doing it right for once.
well, he valued your friendship enough to clean himself up, and it's your fault for not asking questions.
I washed my hands for you.
Yeah.
No. Snow.
Well, hold on. I would like to point something out because I just realized this. Rafal is just making a bigger deal about Agramar murdering someone than he did with Nari becoming a fucking vampire.
Oh, he was mad
I
about that
didn't
too.
Well,
He made a very big deal about that.
No, Nari
She
got it.
wasn't
Nari really got it.
yeah, but I'm just saying on the levels.
Everyone's respect in like a minute. She lost her leadership role. Anything she said, no one believed her. Nari lost everything from that one little mistake.
One mistake, you literally became a vampire.
Here's the thing that I think is funny. Like, I didn't think it would be so hard to play a lawful good character, but god damn it if it isn't hard as fuck.
And to be fair, Rachel, most of what we're hearing, the reprimand for Agramar is completely out of character. All Rafal said is, I'm disappointed, and he walked away. So he's not really getting the 12th degree on it.
Oh, to me, that's like the 12th degree. Like, if my mother came over and called me out of the blue, hey, Rachel, I'm disappointed in you, I'd be like, fuck! Oh my god! Like just that
Especially
one.
if your
I'm
mother
sure that's
saw
what
some of the
Agrimar's
blood
mad
on
at
your
him.
person.
The gods are mad at him. Rafal's mad at him. Like, sure, Agrimar's in a dark place right now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, he's
Disappointed.
behind the mind. He's in a desperate place at the moment. So drastic things might happen.
Jeez. We're gonna go fight a dragon. Don't do anything.
You know, I just want to point. I just want to
saying,
say,
guys, realize if we could get through this crisis, like this is the kind of thing that can make Rafal king.
he just has to look over a couple of murders.
I've tried to
get to
clear
his
my
position.
name before he
Guys,
gets that.
loves you guys. Like, goddamn. But like,
Well, okay. Well, you did use the cart, which Thule and Kevin had to kill for.
Accessory for murder.
There we go.
I think Kevin's trying to
definitely
blackmail
he
you
has
already.
deniability in all of this.
That was my plan.
Yeah, sure, and that's fine. Kevin's just saying he might have a favor she'll need some point down the road.
Jeez. You
Couple
guys
of
are
murders.
lucky I know the judge.
The judge likes me.
I think Kevin is too much of a gremlin.
Like, it was a crisis. Like, terrible things had to happen. Wait,
That man-
Agrimar did that? It doesn't matter.
Well, I think the rat folk would then have to come in and represent themselves, and I don't see them coming up above ground. So I think again, Agrimar gets a free pass on murder.
Again, Rafal knows.
Well, I think just Rafal just
The
needs to
gods
build.
know. Like, there's no hiding from
No,
it.
all my power is like on the knife's edge at the moment because of what I've done. So I've got to do something.
I'm
Something
sorry.
good in the good department, unless he wants to start worshiping another.
I mean, Kronos, if he wants to reach out,
Oh,
I've
God.
got an empty number in my phone book.
God.
I'm
That's
joking.
not.
I wouldn't trust that slithering, three-eyed son of a bitch.
Like,
But Thule's God, that would be interesting.
Can I just say I love this entire conversation. I know it's not canon, but I fucking love this conversation about murder. So, I mean,
Now,
I
what
know
about fighting a dragon?
I have a plan, and it's a good plan. Okay, so hear me out. Hear me out, okay?
I'm listening.
Okay, hear me out.
Burn it out.
So,
3 times.
okay,
No, guys. Hear her out.
hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Are you listening? Hear me out.
No.
So
What did you say, Lucas?
we get
Wait,
barrels of oil, right? Right? Okay, and we also
She's gonna
get some
burn it
tar.
out.
And we light the boat on fire, right? And we just crash it into there.
It's below ground.
It's
It's
in
not
a
gonna
hole.
work.
Yeah, I
You mean
know.
this guy an airship?
We angle it so that way in the hole all the oil falls out along with the tar, and then we light that sucker on fire, giant Molotov down there in the hole. Like,
You want a flaming airship up the butt on a dragon? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that is
Oh my
exactly
God.
what I'm saying.
Rafal, save us from this madness.
We could use the airship to fight the dragon, though. That's actually.
Yeah,
I think it would be better to keep it underground.
If it does get above ground, though, like positioning.
Oh my God.
Arrows at it and stuff like that. Like, that's actually a really good idea.
Actually, okay, wait,
We just
that can
dumped
work in our
all
favor.
the ground's flour into the hole and then blew it up.
I mean, okay. Flaming ship idea. I know a lot of people aren't like in favor of it, but because fire needs oxygen, it could suck up all the oxygen in there, and we could kill the dragon.
Do
by
dragons
suffocating.
need to breathe? What if they don't
Do
need to
black
breathe?
dragons, are they the swimming kind or the one that can burrow and they don't need oxygen?
I don't know. We have not been able to find out.
I'm just saying, like, flaming ship. That's It's pretty fucking cool.
I think we just need to get Rafal next to it with his magical sword and just let him go to town. I think that'll be just
Dude,
fine.
I don't do that much damage.
Yo, you crit all the time. Shut up.
Yeah, but not compared to like Iskari. Iskari does more damage all out.
I think what he means is he does more damage to undead and fiends.
Yeah.
So what we have to do
Like,
is
the
find a
last
very
fight,
powerful
I did a lot of
wizard.
damage because they were undead. Like against the dragon, I'm not gonna do shit.
So let's find a very powerful wizard to create a Dracolich, and then you can smite it to death.
Sure, but I don't want to fight that. We just fought a demi-lich. That was bad enough.
So we just had to take a.
Which I'm still not convinced that thing is dead because
I didn't
liches
find a
have 5
phylactery
actor
anywhere.
E's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
do you think
that's
we'll have enough time to do a long rest?
They're really pissed.
Guess we'll find out next week.
I need a rest, and then I'm gonna need help preparing spells because this is gonna be intense.
Okay, so like we're gonna need things like the black dragon has acid breath, right?
Yep.
So we wanted things that have resistance to acid. We're probably gonna want things to save. Can you do a hero's feast yet?
What level is that? 6th level. I can do that.
That might
We
be
just
something
need
we want.
the goblet or bowl or whatever.
I mean, we got enough money. We could probably find something like that. Head to the castle.
We could steal things.
We can afford to do things.
I'm just saying, 5-finger discount. Just let Kevin be Kevin for like 2 hours and just not ask any questions.
Technically speaking, if I have raw materials enough to make a bowl, I have proficiency in jeweler's tools, and I can just fabricate a bowl, so we don't actually have to go out and purchase it.
Or steal.
So if we have golden gems worth at least 1,000 gold pieces, then I can just
Definitely,
fabricate
yeah.
it whenever.
Is a black dragon, does it produce any poisons? Because Kevin has, I think, some antitoxins.
I think we need to roll some knowledge checks for that.
Green dragons have poison breath. That I know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure black dragons are.
Sounds like we need to go to the library. Yeah.
Well, we probably can't. So what we do is we send a message to the librarian.
At least canonically, black dragons have acid.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty common knowledge.
The first time I ever played Kevin at the Adventure League, she was almost killed by a black dragon.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
All the memories coming back.
I had a druid, a halfling druid who took a dragon skin and made a PJ suit out of it.
Remember that?
You remember Rom with his little
Yeah.
little dinosaur PJ suit?
Oversized T-Rex cape.
Oh yeah.
Little Rom.
We were going inside Ben was there. We were going inside a castle looking for a bugbear or something, and I laid on the floor like a carpet to avoid all the people coming in and attacking us.
Low level D&D.
It was awesome.
Good times back when we were all innocent and happy. And we didn't throw minotaurs off and stuff.
Back when me and the dwarf fighter were making grenades in the
Are you saying, Amanda? Are you saying this is all my fault?
I mean, I'm just
What
saying
it sounded
that
like.
through half of my characters on Beanstalk. Didn't even give him a chance.
Look, just because he literally never did a single point of damage doesn't mean I didn't give him a chance.
It's fine. It's too late now.
He didn't die.
You don't know that.
He fed the bottle all the way down to the bottom. I'm sure he's fine.
Maybe he's traumatized.
Oh, he's
That
definitely
is
traumatized.
Definitely true. And now he's a corrupt official, so, like, even worse.
I was gonna go find a witch to curse her.
Yeah, yeah. Yeet.
Yes, this was Shrek eating goblins. Oh.
I can throw a minotaur. I can throw a goblin. Couldn't throw the wind though, so suck it.
Well, if it helps, like, I'm not going to be able to grapple giants.
Not with that attitude.
Not mechanically. They're too big. I can, like, grab their leg and hump them. Like, that's all it's going to be.
Ooh.
Unless
Ugh.
motion can enlarge, reduce.
Oh, that's true.
I don't have that spell. Can I even cast that spell?
Maybe. I don't know.
I'm going to investigate.
Oh, I love D&D. I will say this, though, Ryan. I'm a little intimidated to continue. Scared.
Just gonna have to see what happens next.
Oh yeah, so who decided to die in your session?
Nobody. They decided to let him live.
Nice.
And then Alanon, Ryan's character, his druid, was able to use teleport via plants and just send him home. And now they're going to continue on their way to the Berkshires to face the Golden Horde.
Huh.
That I have no idea how they're going to deal with.
You know, as you do. We got an airship, so we'll be fine.
They have an army of archers.
Yeah, but we got a hot air balloon that's probably
go.
very vulnerable to like piercing damage.
But you probably also have friendship. You're on
That's
a friendship
true.
ship.
You know,
friendship.
that's debatable after
But
the last session.
we got
Acquaintanceship.
Maverick on our side. And his body's writing checks his ego can't cash. Or something like
Right. Yeah. I don't know how you guys are going to deal with Horde, but I'm excited to find out.
I think it might become less of a dealing with the Horde situation and more of a getting who's still there out of their way situation ASAP.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on how late into the invasion we get there.
Mm-hmm. This is true.
Well, I'll catch you guys later.
Later, Ben.
Later, Ben.
Yeah,
Bye, Ben.
All right, I'm gonna bounce out to you guys. Good session.
Good session.
Good game, guys. Good night.
See ya.